beat. You know what I won't blaze up. Come on, blaze up.
It's a beat for me.
Wah 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 for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Drop it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Do it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Come on, baby, we love. For your boy, for your boy, for your boy, for your boy. Also for your boy, mix it for your boy. Drop it for your, wah 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 wah. Lift it up.
Will somebody please deport me? Yeah, I need deported. Please deport me back home to my father who art in heaven. Yeah, I wanna be deported. Handcuff me and send me away to the Father. 'Cause there's so much going on this earth. It gets to me sometimes, yeah. And in these times, I gotta remind myself of my beautiful qualities to help me keep on pressing, such as I am beautiful on the inside and out. I am unique. I am real and authentic. Yeah. I'm not like everybody else, 'cause I'm me, and that's alright. I am lovable, I am loving, and I am loved. Yeah, I am healthy, and I am wealthy. So until my father called me home, I guess I can't be deported, but I'm gonna be imported right here, right now, and enjoy my day, and I hope you do too. Peace.
Good morning. Well, it's kind of like afternoon, but you get the point. Hi, happy Thursday. Today, Thursday. Happy Thursday to you. Shout out to everybody in the building. Y'all get on in here and get the likes up on the video. Girl, I got some bad news. Funky trying to foxhole me. Yes, he is. Funky is trying to foxhole me. And what do I mean by that, boo? I'll tell you. Funky got a morning show. Why is you up in the morning doing shows, Funky? This is my lane. But you know what? I'm going to just wait till whenever he go live, I'm going to go live after. I'm not going to go live with Funky because I know how they go. But let me tell you something, okay? We was over here doing the morning show Monday through Friday, wootin', and then here come Funky. You already got the evenings. You want the morning too? Anywho's. Shout out to Funky. I was kind of listening to it because I was in shock and in awe. I was like, what is it? The morning show. And then he named it. Let's move on. Shout out to Funky Dineva. Let's move on. We got a few things to discuss. Oh, he only did it because he missed last night. Gotcha. That makes sense. Because I'm like, hold on, Funky. I ain't gonna lie, I wouldn't have no fight. Girl, if Funky decided he wanted to take over any hour of the day, there would be nothing me or anybody on this chat could do. But I ain't gonna lie, I said morning show. Come on. But anyway, shout out to everybody in the building. Get the likes up on the video. We have a few things to discuss. Today is Thursday. Check my nose. Did I have a booger? Oh, I sure did. Thank you, girl. Who said that? Thank you. Trying to wipe my nose on this stream. Y'all could have told me, girl. Thank you. Hold on. We need a commercial break. Yeah. Let me go ahead on with a commercial break just in case something ain't right. I'll be right back.
Shorty got that hair like Rapunzel. Make a nigga fall in love like dominoes. Jupiter booty, can you twerk some? Jupiter booty, can you twerk some? Shorty got that hair like Rapunzel. Make a nigga fall in love like dominoes. Jupiter booty, can you twerk some? Jupiter booty, can you twerk some? Goddamn, shorty so fine. Like a treadmill, she be running through my mind. On her booty, she got a nigga geeking. Having fantasies of me and her, can that be squeaking? Shorty got that hair like Rapunzel. Make a nigga fall in love like dominoes. Jupiter the booty, can you twerk some? Jupiter the booty, can you twerk some? Shorty got that hair like Rapunzel. Make a nigga fall in love like dominoes. Jupiter the booty, can you twerk some? Hey, Jupiter the booty, can you twerk some?
Niggas put that booty while we cooling up and hooting. You know how we do this. The old school trooper. Smartest. We smoother than the smoothest. The hardest, the rulers. They can't get through us.
Shorty got that booty.
Hey, quiet as is kept. That second verse go hard. What he said? We smarter than a... I ain't gonna lie, the second verse go hard. Y'all sleeping on that second verse. But anyway, I hope you guys like the video. Happy Tuesday. Shout out to everybody in the building. Y'all, I got green nails. And I haven't had green. I think I had them maybe once before. But when I walked into the nail shop, the lady said, oh, Barbie, pink, Barbie, pink. And I'm like... And then she told the lady next to me when I was getting my feet done, she was like, oh, she do pink. She do pink nail, pink feet. Pink nail, pink feet. Different color nail, different color pink, but pink. I call her Barbie. That was her name, Barbie. I call her Barbie. So after she threw me out there like that and gave me the book and told me to pick a color, I couldn't pick pink. And this is the worst part. Every color, like I went through all the colors she had and my eyes kept going back to the pink. And I was like, I am not about to let this lady, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna let this lady get me down. No, I gotta find something else. And I saw this on the little thing over there, like far away on the wall. And I was like, girl, let me see what they do. And she put it on my feet first. And I was like, okay, it's cute on my feet. Then I was scared about the hands. But when she put it on, I was like, okay. Now my man says that it looks very vacation-y. He was like, if we were on vacation, he likes it. He was like, but just every day. But I told him, shut up. You don't know what you're talking about. But anyways, shout out to everybody in the building. So yeah, I don't have pink nails because of the lady. Low key, she kind of bullied me, but it's cool. Shout out to everybody in the building, y'all. Get the likes up on the video. Is there something that was something else I was about to say? I can't remember. But what we can do is get into a couple honorable mentions. Now, before we do that, what the show we're doing today is Nicki is still crashing. We'll talk about it. Nicki's still crashing. This is what I noticed about Nicki. Nicki, like I told y'all before, she's taking other people's issues with people she have issues with and highlighting them to get people on her side. So now she's going after Rock Nation, Desiree Perez. Well, she had already kind of went at them, but she had, kind of went at them again. And then we also have with Nicki, what else it was? Yeah, she was going at Rock Nation, Desiree Perez. Oh, and she's still kind of going in on SZA. And SZA's fan base is fighting the Barbs. And they say Nicki tried to down a little girl SZA by saying, girl, you could never see me with the numbers. You know what I'm saying? And then SZA fan base came back with the numbers and said, go play with your mom. It was a lot going on. It was a lot. We're going to discuss it. Also, Maurene Comey, the lead prosecutor in Diddy's trial, who was also in the Epstein trial, has been released or fired for that matter. And I'm going to talk to y'all about how that's connected to Trump. We're going to get into that. Jamal White's family, that's the little boy who was kidnapped. Everything we said they did it. And then Jess Hilarious still trying to beg him. Well, now she's begging and pleading to the TSs. We're going to get into it. Shout out to everybody in the building. Yes, Nicki, and this is the thing. So I went and saw the Breakfast Club clip with Lauren LaRosa, and Lauren LaRosa was talking about how she reached out to the dude Punch, and she spoke to Punch, and Punch was like, she reached out for a feature. I told her SZA was working, and I told her to hit me back, and we just never linked back up. I don't know what she's talking about. Somebody produced those receipts. Okay, so I don't know. We'll get into it. We will get into it. But first and foremost, I want to Zoe, look, Zoe. I was talking to my best friend this morning because I had heard the little clip of Nicki, right? And in the clip, when Nicki went live, I don't know if she was on Station Head. Y'all know how Nicki is very animated. Nicki is a character. Like, Nicki is a Broadway play 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If y'all watch Baddies, her little sister Ming, they one and the same. Does that make sense? Because when I heard Nicki on Radio's Head, is it radio station, Radiohead, whatever the hell it is, when I seen her on there and she was on there, now this would made me think she took a trip over to Aspen. You get it? I'm laughing before I even do it because that's how funny it was. The Barbs and Barty gang, y'all are the strongest fan bases I ever seen because y'all will listen to anything these people get on here and see. Girl, Nicki was on the People radio place, on the speaker saying, "Cause Scissor, you don't want to see me in a number, Scissor. And you're fat and you're skinny at the same time. Fat and skinny, you're chubby and skinny and fat, and I don't even body shame. Why would I body shame? I don't body shame, but you're fat and skinny at the same time. And I told you I was gonna get you, and I'm just like, what the? What? This girl thinks she's gonna mess with me. The sizzle, the mizzle, the sizzle. I had to stop. I said, hold on, I'm 42. Nicki at least 42, 43. Girl, wait. Why is she on these people? She talking to all adults. Mizzle, the sizzle and the mizzle and the sizzle. Oh yeah, y'all a special breed of people. See, shout out to Barty gang and Barbs. Y'all different. Y'all different. Matter of fact, I think y'all might be eligible for a compensation. Barty Games and the Barbs, you're definitely eligible for some level of compensation. Y'all just hadn't put the paperwork together as of yet. But please record every time you're on live with either Nicki or Cardi. Because when the class action lawsuit hit, make sure you got your documentation, okay? Because the level of mental the level of mental ailment I went through listening to the 3 minutes I feel like y'all really do deserve to be compensated at this point. You feel what I'm saying? But we the rhythm. Oh girl, yeah. Let me get you up off of here. I said, yeah, let me get off of here. I ain't even want to finish the rest of the video. I said I'm gonna just play it tomorrow. I ain't even want to. If I wasn't coming to y'all to talk about it, I swear to God, the moment Nicki would have been on that, I'd have hung that girl. I'd have tried the. You remember back when you had the flip phones, girl? The way I'd have tried to plat that bit. You know, back then when you're getting off the phone with somebody you can't stand, you got that flip phone in your back. Girl, I'd have tried to break my phone trying to close it. Do you understand me? If it wasn't for me coming to talk to y'all about it, I would have broken my phone trying to get off the live. I swear to God. But neither here nor there. Let's get into a few honorable mentions. I need y'all to get the likes up on the video. Shout out to y'all. Get the likes up on the video. We're trying to get that video in the algorithm. And then we also want to get the people to let the people know we around here Joce. Also, we're trying to get to 50,000 subscribers, people, 50,000 subs. Please do me a favor and subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell if you haven't already. Angela Jefferson, thank you for the super chat. Says, good morning, Voodoo Dolls, Mods, and fam. Working from home today. Lovely. I love that for you. And shout out to everybody who be working from home. We know y'all don't really be working though. But it's cool. I ain't hating. Unforgettable. Thank you for the super chat. Says, why she keep picking at the younger artists? Because like I told y'all yesterday, Nicki is picking at the younger artists is the same reason why she's picking. The reason, let me back it up. the way Nicki made y'all believe that Kim was acting when she came in, that's what Nicki's doing. See, Nicki made the world think that Kim was just old and bitter and she's just mad and whoop-de-whoop. Well, I told y'all when that was going on, I said at the time, that karma gonna hit her hard. And show as I got a nose on the face, her karma of saying that Kim was old and bitter, the whole world now looks at Nicki Minaj as old and bitter. Unless you're a barb, the entire world, now the stigma that she tried to put on Little Kim in the early 2000s, that's now her stigma. But that's what I say. When I tell y'all, some people don't believe in karma. You ain't got to believe in it. I understand energy. You see what I'm saying? And I understand the energy you put out is the energy you put back. Rather you believe the world is a circle and what goes around comes around. Rather you believe in karma. Rather you believe in reaping what you sow. I don't care how you look at it. I understand energy. And what you put out is what you get back. And with Nicki, she went hard to discredit Kim and make her just look bitter, old, and mad. Think about it. What are the 3 things people call Nicki Minaj in 2025? Bitter, old, and mad. So, like I say, you got to be careful how you treat people, and you got to be careful. You feel what I'm saying? Because the energy you put out, you're going to get back. Period, point blank. Whether it's positive or negative, the energy you put out, you definitely will get back. And I'm pretty positive Kimberly Denise Jones is somewhere with her feet kicked up, sipping on some Prosecco or something like that, saying, I'm about to tell you, I'm pretty positive because if she's like me, because see, me, I'd have came on here and blasted y'all and said, didn't I tell y'all whole ass niggas? That's what I would have said. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I'm like that. Maybe Kim's not. But maybe she's in the back and she's not saying anything to nobody. And she's at the crib and they had a steak or some fish and some wine, sipping on a little something, smoking on a little Zao, whatever. And maybe she's just sitting back like this.
I told y'all niggas. Y'all thought I was playing, but I told y'all niggas.
I mean, she would be very well within her rights. If Kim came out here and took that old Breakfast Club clip and pinned it and put up a new clip and say, I told y'all niggas, she would be well within her right. Right, Thule. Thule says she cloned. So maybe the new Kim don't know. Remember, this Puerto Rican Kim. This fight, don't get me wrong, she was fighting with Puerto Rican Kim, but it was a biracial Puerto Rican Kim. She still had more black in her. Now it's Puerto Rican Kim. Who knows? Get the likes up on the video, girl. Shout out to everybody in the building, y'all. Make sure y'all like the video, please, and thank you. Ty Styles, thank you for the super chat. Sent you an update about Teddy and why this started. The superintendent got involved. Check email. Gotcha. Teddy Bridgewater. Gotcha. Thank you so much. I'm gonna look at it. I appreciate your time. Did you see me too? Oh, no. Thank you so much, Ty Styles. I appreciate you, baby. I'll look into it as soon as I get a break. All right, so y'all get the likes up on the video. Okay. Nigga said Kimberly Denise Rodriguez. SL, stop with all of that. Not Kimberly Denise Rodriguez. Girl, when Kim came, you know what? Not just Kim. It must have been in the female rap award. Remember Trina came and said she was a Puerto Rican or something too? And remember her daddy said, girl, Trina a motherfucking lie. Girl, we black. Diamond, princess, just mind your business. Remember she came out and said she was a Puerto Rican or something? What she said she was, y'all. And the daddy came out and said, girl, we all black. Everybody in the whole family niggas. We don't know what Trina talking about. That's what the daddy came said. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like I said, people just be saying anything on the internet at this point in time. Because Trina was dead ass. Well, because I'm Dominican, Puerto Rican. Girl, Trina daddy came say every person since the beginning of time in our whole family is all niggas. I don't know what Trina talking about. She just light-skinned it. That's all. She just light-skinned it. But y'all know how it go. Speaking of being light-skinned, let's get into a few of these honorable mentions right quick. Because speaking of being light-skinned, I want to show y'all something. Because y'all think it's a game. Y'all think it's a game. I want to piggyback off of what we were talking about yesterday. Do you guys recall? I want to pull it up too. Hold on. Do you guys recall the story I told you yesterday? Oh, yeah. Let me share the screen. Do y'all recall the story I told you yesterday about this young man who is allegedly attended Morehouse? And I told you guys that he was picked up by ICE, but I told y'all yesterday to wait. So just to give y'all a kind of a brief synopsis. So this is a guy who was picked up by ICE. He attended Morehouse College down in Atlanta. Well, after he was picked up by ICE, there were some people and his classmates who kind of got together and did this post. But the thing was, the post was extremely misleading. The reason why is because the way they worded the words in the post and the way they spoke about them, even the photo they used, they made it appear that this is a black person in America or a black American who was wrongfully detained or wrongfully deported. Yeah, Virgo. They was like the brother, help the brother. You know what I'm saying? Type stuff. Mind you, these are historically black colleges and universities. That means these are predominantly black American schools. So these people who are coming to these schools asking for help to get this guy out know that they're coming to predominantly who? Black Americans. So instead of saying he was an illegal alien or he was over here seeking asylum and got swept up in ICE, can you guys help? They would never say that because they know the type of timing we on. We ain't gonna do that. We ain't gonna be like, get it how you live, right? Well, what they did was, because they knew that that would be our response, they worded the words to make him seem like he was a black American, and then they put up a photo with a lining, looked like his first lining, and gave you the illusion that he's maybe light-skinned or at very least biracial. So that make you want to jump and run and go help this guy out. But the fact of the matter is he is an illegal immigrant. I don't care what school he went to. Like I told you guys yesterday, it is not a flex for people other than black Americans to attend HBCUs. Everybody outside of black America that attends an HBCU gets so many set-asides, grants, and all types of things because they are now labeled a minority. Listen, Hispanics, Asians, clears. I know y'all seeing them in the HBCU bands. I know they over there pledging, but the joke is on you. Every single one of those people are there on scholarships. They get grants because they are a minority. They don't tell you that. See, you in college with the African or the Jamaican or the Asian, and y'all going down to the bursar's office together to check on your financial aid. He didn't tell you that on top of the financial aid, he got a grant for being an immigrant. He got a grant for being a black. He got a grant for being white. He got a grant for being, you get it? He got a grant because he's uncomfortable. He got a grant because he's an illegal alien. That's the stuff they don't tell you. Now, this is what you don't know. All of the set-asides that they're giving to these immigrants to attend our HBCUs were set-asides that our ancestors fought for us. So while we so happy, oh, look, it's a white boy in the bed. He played trombone. He cold. And he got swag. And this the white boy. And look at all of the niggas. Ooh, yeah. He invited to the cookout. He invited to the cookout. Yup, that white boy. You see how much soul he got? He invited to the cookout. And this the white boy. And they know you niggas are so slow. Y'all gonna be sitting up there hollering, oh, this is so dope. And he know that. So he gonna hit it harder. And we gonna parade and clap, not even knowing, like Method Man and Martin, he's taken from you. You're helping him steal your own shit. So that's a whole nother conversation, but that's not why we're here. I want to show you why what I told you yesterday and what I just explained to you now is not a mother plucking lie. Let's get into it. So we talked about them using the misleading words and making it seem like this man was a Black American, but we all know that he's not, right? Well, remember I told you, first of all, the neighborhood talk, the shade room, and all these folks, they are all tether platforms. None of these folks are Black Americans. These are all, if you ask me, psyop tether platforms to keep us all either going at each other or misunderstood and miseducated. That's what I believe. That's just what I believe. Okay? Now, let me show you something different. Now, the neighborhood talk picked up this story. Now, let me ask you a question. I said this too. Whenever I watch the shade room, the neighborhood talk, it's on site, and all these other places, I notice whenever it's pop culture in America, specifically Black America, they get tens of thousands of likes on these posts. So you might get 60,000 if we see something, 60,000 likes from Tiana Taylor post with her husband or something like that. But whenever they go Africa, they might get 2,000 likes, 3,000 likes. You know what I'm saying? So they know through data, that the large collective of people who follow the neighborhood talk and the shade room and on site ain't checking for nothing from Africa. They know that. They not guessing. They not trying to figure it out. They have enough data, and they've been doing this long enough to know that us Americans ain't really checking for the African stuff. However, they're going to keep posting and force feeding it to you until one day you wake up and don't even realize why you even like the shit again. That ain't even the point I'm making. Because this is a tether platform and you don't know it, and all you doing is being entertained and letting them gaslight you politically, gaslight you through religion, gaslight you through your trauma and abuse. You letting them gaslight you through all this stuff, and you not even realizing that they are the actual enemy. And they've been feeding you a bunch of bullshit, 95% of bullshit this whole time. But you won't see that because it's a blog, it's a site. Everybody be on the neighborhood talk. Everybody be on the shade room. But just like Method Man, the joke is on you because they continue to play in your face. Let's go here. So the neighborhood talk posted it, and that wasn't even a problem. Look at the photos that the neighborhood talk decided to post when speaking about this situation. Now, mind you, this is what the internet, the neighborhood talk, the shade room, me, and most content creators could tell you. 99.9% of the people on the internet ain't reading shit. They see the headline, the photo, and that's where it starts. And that's where it stops. So it don't matter what they put in the description. It don't matter what they put in it don't matter. Most people are going to read the headline, look at the video or the photo, and stop. They ain't going no further than that. Okay? This dude, because he's Hispanic, they're posting him to the neighborhood talk because why? This is where all the Black Americans congregate. We can get more traction over here than hoping that it gets through a Black Twitter algorithm, right? But look at the photos they chose to use. Now, if you go through the comments will prove to you exactly what I'm saying, because there are people in the comments saying, but he's Black. But he's Black. What's the big deal? He's Black. You see what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. Because somebody said this the same dude who was hollering the whole time. He not Black, he Dominican. And the people in the comment, so what's wrong with that? He's still Black, but it's not about being one big Negro. This is what we have to get out of, Black Americans. And we got to stop letting these bots and foreigners make us feel differently, okay? It's never been about his skin tone. It's never been about his skin color. It's about lineage. And in this case, when it comes to Trump, it's about status. Right now, he does not have the status for protection. Now, this young man has probably come into America, Atlanta, by the way, and made a lot of money going stomp at the HBCUs and play nigga. Because see, we have been allowing this type of thing to happen since the beginning of time. These people have been playing in our face. Oh, and by the way, the people who are in the comments that are co-signing this dude, guess where they from? Africa. I'm looking at their last names. Oh, that's my classmate. Free my classmate. Y'all need to do something to help my classmate. They sticking together. But when it's time for us to stick together, they telling us that we wrong. It doesn't matter if he's black. The color of your skin is not where this stuff needs to start and stop. I need everybody in here, even if you in here for the replay game. If you are only identifying people by skin tone or race, you are grossly misguided because you will be wrong 90% of the time. This has never been about race. It's only about race to us because we're at the bottom. We're poor. This has nothing to do with race. Same reason why I told you yesterday, or I showed you the video from Muhammad Ali saying he couldn't go into a restaurant during Jim Crow, but a blue black African could. It has never been about skin color. That's what they use to keep me and you and all the clears and the Asians and all us button heads. It's never been about skin color. I need everybody to know that if you are only looking at skin color to understand and identify somebody, you are grossly misguided and you are ignorant. And I don't mean that in a negative way, meaning in the way of you don't know. You don't know. Okay? This dude is a Dominican. I don't know what he is. Allegedly, he's Dominican. Whatever he was an illegal alien, okay? He was an illegal alien who was able to go to an HBCU. And I'm pretty positive there was a black kid who wanted to get into Morehouse but couldn't get in. And I don't just mean Black American, but just because HBCUs were created for and by us, I'm going to go with that. There were so many probably other Black Americans on top of somebody like him that could have went into Morehouse College, that had dreams of getting into Morehouse, but they gave it to him because you have been tricked to clap for the illegals. They got it to where now, if I say he's an illegal alien and I don't care, now they want to try to shame me. You can't shame me because I literally don't give no fucks. Literally. I don't. He and people like him, these are the definition of the tethers that I tell you about. They are here to undermine and take advantage of Black Americans. I am not going to ever be on the side of anybody getting anything in the place of Black Americans. Period, point blank. I don't care who it is. I'm never going to say I would rather anybody. I'm putting us first at all costs. 24/7, 365. I don't give a damn if it's white Jesus Christ on the bike. I'm going with my niggas first. We got to get out of that mindset of giving. Because what did we get? Have we gotten anything from anything that we've given to anybody? We haven't gotten, and we can't even get these motherfuckers to march with us when we jacked up. And if you don't believe me, wait till it comes down for Carmelo Anthony's trial. Let's look to our left and right and see the Lord, not onesie-twosies, not your little partner that you grew up with and he Hispanic, but he cool, not him. Let's look to the left and right and see what large collective group of people are going to be standing next to us. It's none. We don't have to wait to Carmelo Anthony's trial. But they got you tricked to believe that if you decide to keep the same energy that they're keeping with you, that you're wrong. You're being played, Black Americans. FBA, I call us indigenous copper colored people, the true original Americans, okay? African Americans, Hebrew, Israelites, Jew. I don't care what you niggas is today. This is who I'm talking to. You have been played. You're still being played. And you know what's frustrating for somebody like me? I know there are many others like me, but there's not enough to even make noise because the majority of people are walking around with blinders on and they don't care, right? But we got to start caring because we're in the process of being erased. We haven't had the mindset as a collective of the future generations since I would say since civil rights. The civil rights movement and maybe Black Panther. And I ain't going to say that because that wasn't a collective movement. But I would say the civil rights movement collectively was the last time we put future generations first. We ain't done that shit since. Everything is about us, me, mine. Even when we talk about reparations, it's a lot of people hollering reparations, but ain't gonna set nothing up for their fucking kids when they get the dirt now. Because we don't care about the future generations. And when we start to care about the future generations, you start to nip stuff like this in the bud. Because no. if your son come over illegally and then my son want to get into Morehouse in 20 years, it's not going to be up for debate. They literally taking over our own shit. And we're allowing them under the misguided principle that we should. And if anybody at the sound of my voice ever question if they should or shouldn't be Pan-Africanists or anything like that, I just urge you to ask yourself this. What has Pan-Africanism done for Black America? That's it. If you can give me two major things that Pan-Africanism have done for Black Americans, then I say Pan-Africanists this shit up. But to me, I know for me, my lineage ain't from Africa. None of it. So I don't have no ties to Africa. I know that to be a fact. I don't have a tie to Africa. So I can't speak for the ones who do, because there are some people who do. But I'm telling you now, from what the history I've studied, the majority of you niggas don't have no tie to Africa. But I ain't gonna tell you, you gotta do your genealogy, okay? You got to do your genealogy. But the neighborhood talk was very disingenuous with posting these photos and even posting this period. We're not helping you guys make illegal aliens take money out of our pocket and sit in our seats in schoolhouses. He got to get it how he lived. I'm pretty positive he should. I hope he saved up his money. I hope he saved his coin. We don't care. And when you look through them comments at the neighborhood talk, everybody who's on his side got a long ass last name. Immigrants. Immigrants. Okay. Now let's get into this other honorable mention. What is this? So I guess this woman shot another woman after she told her she was gonna do it. Girl, what? Okay, let's get into it. It says, woman arrested after allegedly waking up and fatally shooting a mother of 3 as she sat in a car where her sister and boyfriend was possibly friends with the victim. I told you, bitch. I told you. It says, neighbors, this is crazy. A Tennessee woman is behind bars 5 months after the fatal shooting of a mother of 3. I hope this ain't behind no nigga. Jane Bradley, 31, was arrested on Tuesday and hit with a first-degree murder charge after evading authorities for months for her alleged involvement in the shooting of 29-year-old Terica Tabor. It says the shooting occurred on February 22nd at about 9:45 p.m. Tabor was sitting in the passenger seat of a vehicle alongside with her sister and boyfriend in a motel parking lot. Ooh. Her sister spotted a woman in a black hooded jacket on the stairs who then approached. I'm sorry, I lost my spot. Where was I? Sitting on the chair. Sitting on the chair. Okay. Where was I? Hooded. Oh, and then approached the passenger side of the vehicle and fired a gun 3 times, striking Tabor. The woman, later identified as Bradley, allegedly ran off after screaming, "I told you, bitch, I told you," according to Tabor's sister. Bradley's motive is currently unclear, along with the reason it took police 5 months to find and arrest Bradley. Tabor leaves behind 3 kids, under the age of 10, and her aunt believes the suspect was a close friend. Bradley is now in custody at Shelby County Jail with a $90,000 bond and court hearing set for Friday. What is going on? Let's get into it.
3 young children growing up without their mother after police say she was gunned down last week in Southwest Memphis. This happened on South 3rd Street near Peebles Road last Saturday. Well, tonight, the victim's family spoke only to Fox 13.
Let's go to Fox 13, Sierra Jordan. She's live from the Rains Police Precinct. So, Sierra, you spoke with the family, and they identified the victim.
Daryl, the victim's aunt told me her name is Terica Tabor. She was only 29 years old and a mother of 3. Now, police are still searching for the shooter responsible for cutting her life short.
She was a good mom. I mean, no one should not be raised by their parents or to lose their parents in such a tragedy.
Terica Tabor's aunt told Fox 13 she can't even imagine the final moments of her niece's life. She didn't want to be on camera in fear of retaliation. She says Tabor has 3 children, all under the age of 10. She says the mother of 3 was shot and killed on the 22nd.
Mentally wise, it's been hard for the 10-year-old because she understands what happened.
Memphis police say officers responded to a shooting at the 2900 block of South 3rd Street around 9 p.m. When officers arrived, they found a female victim in critical condition and transported her to Regional 1. The victim was later identified as 29-year-old Terica Tabor, but Tabor did not survive her injuries.
And it was just like the sharpest pain in my heart to hear that, because I knew, what about the children? What about her kids?
Police say the suspect left the scene before officers arrived, but a business nearby caught this woman on camera, who may be responsible for the shooting. You can see she was wearing all black clothing with a hoodie on her head. Fox 13 asked the victim's aunt if she knew who could have been behind this. She believes it was a close friend of Tabor's. She says Tabor's 3 children must now navigate life without the love and guidance of their beloved mother.
Just pray that we get justice and they find her, so won't nobody else have to bear the fact that they have lost a family member and a child, or whoever have to live without a parent.
3 young children growing up without their mother.
Who from Memphis? What this behind? Let me say this too. You see them people, them frenemies, those are like scary movie characters to me. People who literally don't like you but want to be in your presence are fucking terrified to me. They're terrifying to me. If the girl allegedly is the one who popped her and she was her friend, that girl probably hated her guts. You see what I'm saying? She probably like played off in her face every day. And then every time that girl wasn't around her or she got a chance to make a face, she probably just did. And I just never understood mentally what goes through your head to want to be near the person you don't like. Girl, if I don't like you, you gonna know it. Bitch, you will never see me. And if you see me, I don't see you. You gonna know if I don't like you. You're not gonna have to ask me because you're gonna know it. I'm gonna be in rooms with you and won't even acknowledge you because I don't like you and I don't want to be in the midst or in company of people that I don't like. But there are people out there who literally will get on here and girl, hello.
What you doing?
I'm on live. I'm gonna call you back.
Oh, my bad.
Bye. Yeah, but they got people who are literally, this girl blowing my phone up. That was my best friend. Sorry, y'all. But what was I saying? Not she done throw me off. No, the frenemies. That's what I was saying. So they have people who will want to be around you and they hate you. And that's how you like harbor that much resentment to want to do something like that. And for the girl allegedly to come back and say, I told you, bitch, I told you. Come on, man. She been harboring that resentment. I hope it wasn't behind no nigga. I sure hope it wasn't behind no nigga. Lord knows I hope it wasn't. But normally, y'all know how I go. I hope it wasn't behind no nigga. But if they were friends, then I guess it could be anything. I just saw that and thought that was crazy. And then let me say this too. Let's really be clear about this. Because I don't know, y'all may not see it like that, but I do. Memphis, St. Louis. Matter of fact, put a 1 in the chat if you're from any of these places. Memphis, St. Louis, New Orleans. Either way, it's multiple places, but those places are attacked more than others. Do you want to know why? Because those are sacred indigenous places. This is why when you go to these places, it's predominantly Black. Okay, these are thousands and thousands of year old indigenous sacred places. This is where most of the people who are from those areas, if they were able to trace their genealogy back hundreds of years, they would probably be able to know that they were either from there or from the South. But there's a large Black indigenous root there. It's always under attack. Chicago, yes, Chicago is another. Yes, the Carolinas. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You may look at it like, oh, they just it's in the hoods, and that's one way. Yeah, Detroit too. You may look at it like, well, it's the hood. Things happen in the hood. It's poverty, and that's one way to look at it. But when you understand the attack and the goal to be achieved, then you understand why these poverty conditions and these conditions exist, why these women can have this type of situation in these type of areas. So again, we don't understand how sacred the ground under our feet is, because since the 70s, or at least the 60s for sure, 50s, late 50s, early 60s, we've been indoctrinated to believe that the sacred ground is in Africa. Meanwhile, most of that, not most, but a lot of the Africans coming over here. So it never made sense to me. What we got to understand is that sacred ground is here. Atlanta, New Orleans, Detroit, Chicago, Memphis, Cleveland, who else? All the Carolinas, Georgia, Florida. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Those are very, very, very important places. And this is why those places are always under attack. That's all. But you got to be resilient, as we always are. Like, duh. But anyway, yeah, it just sucks. And it's unfortunate. Me and my best friend was talking about doing something, a nonprofit for the city back home, bro. Because even the people in New Orleans are selling our culture. We got people that are us that are selling us out. It just, yeah. It's a lot of Africans in Detroit. Oh, what? Mississippi too, for sure. Who said it's a lot of Africans in Detroit? Hey, mark my word. Do not be surprised. Listen to me and listen to me good. Do not be surprised, Black Americans, if they start pouring a lot of Africans in your neighborhoods. Remember, New York! Didn't they pour all them Caribbeans in y'all neighborhood up in the boogie down Bronx? That's why them niggas up there thinking that they done created hip hop. Remember how they poured all them people up in the Bronx, up in the boogie down? It wouldn't surprise me if they start grabbing a whole bunch of Black immigrants and piling them up in our neighborhoods. Mind you, they gonna come over here and get your last name. So if you ain't never did your genealogy, they gonna slide right on in on your last name and say your grandmother was theirs. It's gonna be easy peasy. Watch. I'm in my profit bag now. Watch. It's gonna be easy peasy. And niggas gonna be so busy being entertained and distracted, they ain't even gonna know it. It'll be 100 years that'll pass before we realize they did give us reparations. We just didn't get it. The other Black people, they got it. Why you think they so fighting you so hard to be Black? Why you think they ain't never wanted to be Black generationally? Why you think they fighting you so hard to be Black? We'll come back and meet at Voodoo Doll TV when it happened. We'll come over here and discuss it. Stay tuned. Watch. And this the thing. You're right, Virgo. They got to have proof. But it's not going to be on them to prove that who they are. It's going to be on you to prove that they're not who they say they are. And you won't be able to do that if you don't know who you are. You get it? So what do I mean by that? Let's say my name is Karen Smith. Well, let's say I'm Black. So Keisha Smith. Let's say my name is Keisha Smith. I don't know crap about my genealogy. All I know is my mama and my grandma. I don't know nothing outside of that. I don't know who my dad is. I don't know who my grandpa is. All I know is my mama, her other kids, my grandma and her siblings. That's all I got. If my name is Keisha Smith and 3 generations prior to the generation that I know, there was a way to find out. There was something if my name is Keisha Smith and 3 generations prior to the generation that I know of, there could have been something that happened like a Freedmen's Bank situation where my 3rd great-great-great-grandmother or grandfather could have lost thousands of dollars in the Freedmen Bank, or they could have gotten land stolen or taken away from them. They could have been hung. Any type of reparations, anything to reparate that lineage, I won't be able to go and get that because I can't just say I'm Black, give me my reparations. And that, I need y'all to know that. That's why I'm encouraging genealogy. You can't just go say I'm Black, run me them reparations. You got to have a genealogy. Okay? So with that being said, if I can't prove, if I don't know who my 4th great-grandparent is, who's old, but the African do, and he got documentation, and you don't even know where to start, who you think they're going to believe? Because they're taking your first and your last names when they come over here. They taking your first and your last names when they come over here. Shout out to the Caribbean. At least the Caribbean to keep their last name. St. Augustine. Y'all know how it be. Them Caribbeans had them long ass last name. They gonna keep their last name. Shout out to the Caribbean. Maybe it's a pride thing. But see, them Africans, they come over here and take your whole identity. They do. They come here and take Black Americans' entire identity, and it will turn into them taking your reparations. Mark my word, do your freaking genealogy. You can't get reparations for nothing without genealogy. You gotta say it was this great grandparent or it was this great uncle. You can't just go say, I'm Black, I'm in America, I got a birth certificate say I'm Black American, run me the reparations. That don't go like that. And plus, on top of that, y'all know allegedly, I didn't say it, they say the Nigerians is the big scammers who all coming over here. I'm just saying, let's move on. Speaking of conspiracy theory bag, so I saw this 21 kids. I ain't even gonna say nothing. We gonna discuss it after the video. Y'all get the likes up on the video. Shout out to everybody in the building. Let's talk about this.
21 children all living inside this house, all of them from surrogate moms. 17 of them were 3 years old or younger. Now, we tried to talk to the folks who live here, but the front gate's been locked up.
Don't let that go over your head. 21 kids was found in this house. 17 of the 21 were I forgot how many he said, but a large number of them were under the age of 17. They were all 21 kids living in that house by surrogate mothers. Surrogate mothers. Don't let that part go over your head. So 21 kids, test tube babies, got surrogate mothers, and somebody got all 21 of these test tube babies under one roof. 21 kids.
All day. That didn't stop the police from getting in, though. It's a house that looks like a castle, but it's under investigation for being a possible factory, a baby factory.
We believe that it extended beyond our city and into possibly other parts of the country and maybe internationally.
Arcadia police stumbled upon this house on Camino Real Avenue while investigating a child abuse case, a 2-month-old suffering a traumatic head injury. After getting a search warrant, detectives seized security cameras from inside the home and made some alarming discoveries.
We discovered numerous children, 15 children to be specific, ranging in ages from 2 months old to 13 years old. Many of the children were birthed through surrogacy, and then the male and female at the residence took legal guardianship of those kids.
6 other kids, investigators say, had been moved to other homes. All 21 of the kids confirmed to be the children of this couple, 65-year-old Guajun Shen and 38-year-old Sylvia Zhang. They were arrested for felony child endangerment, but later released. Police have also issued an arrest warrant for their nanny, 56-year-old Chun Mei Lee. Investigators say after looking at the surveillance video, she is the main suspect in the child abuse case and is still on the loose.
The discipline, both verbally and physical, was severe to the point where, again, it supported the beliefs that child abuse was occurring inside the home.
Now, sources tell us of the 21 children, 17 are 3 years old or younger. So where did all these kids come from? That is what the FBI is trying to figure out. The Bureau refused to comment on the case, but Arcadia police confirmed that their detectives are working with the FBI. Arcadia's investigation, though, determined that the children are the product of a surrogacy operation owned, you guessed it, by Zhang and Shen.
It's horrific. It's disturbing. It's damaging emotionally.
Kayla Elliott is one of the surrogate mothers hired by Zhang and Shen. She says they told her they only had one other child. She's now hoping to get custody of the child that she bore for the couple.
These agencies were supposed to trust them and follow their guidance, and come to find out the whole thing was a scam and the parents own the agency. I mean, that was not disclosed at all beforehand.
Anything goes. And these clinics, these agencies are not regulated by any governing body.
Callie Fell is with the nonprofit Center of Bioethics and Culture, and she's working with Kayla Elliott. Fell says having more than 20 children through surrogates is not illegal, but it raises serious questions as to why people would do that.
That to me smells of trafficking, child trafficking.
Yeah.
What are the intentions of having children, that many children at home through these assisted reproductive technologies?
Now, police tell us all 21 children are in DCFS custody. No charges have been filed. The LA County District Attorney's Office is not commenting on this case. Reporting live in Arcadia, Rob Hayes, ABC 7 Eyewitness News. Mark, 21
All right. 21 kids, 17 under 3 years old, living in a castle. 21 test tube babies. What's the test tube baby, boo? A baby created outside the womb. Meaning if you and your man ain't like this, and then you wake up the next day or the next week or two throwing up, and then you go pee on the stick, and then people said you got 2 lines instead of 1, then if you ain't do it like that, that's a test tube baby. Okay? So these are test tube babies, and it was 21 of these kids in this castle. Now, these are 21 that they know of. This is 21 that they telling us. I'm gonna tell you the real. Girl, they eating churn, they unaliving kids, they trafficking kids. They what else they be doing? They eating them, trafficking them, abusing them, unaliving them, renting them out to people like Jeffrey Epstein and people of that caliber, because there's a lot of Epsteins. Y'all don't want to go there. But yeah, they doing all types of stuff with these kids. And I don't know if y'all caught on to this. They don't never go to jail. Hello? The people said no charges was filed. Oh, yeah, they sell organs too. They eat kids, they sell organs, all types of stuff. Where is all these surrogates dropping off all these shirts? You know what else it made me think about too? Shamia. Remember when Shamia went down to the vending machines about to order her a new baby? Remember that? Put a 1 in the chat if you saw that episode of Real Housewives of Atlanta when Shamia went down there to order her a new baby. It was an agency that was just like this. Well, it's something similar. It was an agency like this, and they were almost damn near looking through catalogs to find women to help Shamia have another baby. Now, mind you, this is no shade, but I gotta say this part. The way Shamia picked that baby up at home when we were introduced to her, I gotta say it. I'm sorry. Get me up here. The way Shamia, when we were introduced to Shamia and we saw her house, the way Shamia went through that house, raced through it with the oldest little girl, and went pick that baby up and said, and this is my baby, and put that baby down like she was a damn vase. I don't think she need to be ordering no more churn anyway, but who am I? Because she picked that baby up, showed us the baby, put the baby back down. So then when she went to go order a new baby, I'm over here saying, but what about the baby you put down? We ain't seen you with that baby since we seen the baby. Hell, quiet as it's kept, we ain't seen you with none of your churn. But then it made me think back in the day. I'm like, damn. All right, when I saw the episode, I'm like, so you can really walk into a store and order a baby. Because it sounds harsh, but it's the truth. You can walk into a store. They call them surrogate places like that. You can walk into a store and you can order a baby. You can say, I want the girl to be this. I want the man to be that. You can fix it up. And you can, like you ordering from Fashion Nova online. You can go into a store and order a baby. And the concept of that makes absolutely no sense to me. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty positive the Most High feels so disrespected that we around here creating babies. We out here making babies, and they tricked us into believing that to give us our egg, black women, y'all having maternal issues. Says who? Where? So they tell you got fibroids, so you can go down there and drop your eggs off. It might be one of y'all churning over there at the house in 21, one of the 21 kids. You'll never know. Oh, by the way, they clone too. So they might take one of your eggs and make 100 of them. But they got you believing that you need to Freeze your eggs, because if you want to take your 20s and thought it out and your 30s and thought it out and then go get pregnant at 45, which is crazy to me. But if you want to do that, just freeze your eggs. And they put it on all the reality TV. What we talk about on Kendra and Jock. Kendra and Jock talking about freezing everything. It's all advertisement. Real Housewives of Atlanta. The reason why the cameras went with Shamia to order her new baby is because they want you to be comfortable with ordering your new baby. But you don't know what they're doing when they take your eggs. Now, why is this important? This operation right here is not a one-off. These are Asian people who are literally taking unborn. Mind you, it's not illegal to adopt 21 kids from surrogates. How, Sway? How is it not illegal to adopt 21 kids from 21 surrogates or from 15 surrogates? How is that? How does that not at least raise a red flag? It does raise a red flag. This is why you never hear about stuff like this. And this is why you'll hear about this now and you'll never hear about it again. Because these people are working for larger entities. They don't mind getting caught. Just like they caught them people, what that was up in Idaho where they had them kids locked up in that shed in the back and they found them kids. They work for, this is above our pay grade. This is above our pay grade. Okay? Now, we can sit up here. Yeah, Puppet Master, they been doing this. Girl, been. This ain't the first. Welcome to the party, you're late. They been doing this. Okay? But this is a larger scale of evil happening here. This is bigger than me and you. This is why these people could get found with 21 kids. They don't give us no details on how the kids are doing, if they were abused. They don't give us nothing. All they give us, oh yeah, we found 21 kids, but we let the people go and the kids. That's all. So for all black women who want to go down there and freeze your eggs, I'm not telling you what to do. Go freeze them. But I'm telling you now, you do not know what you are participating in. And you don't know if the egg they give you is even your egg. They could have cloned it and gave you the clone egg. Now you wondering why the fucking baby keep running his head into the wall. You thinking it's ADHD. Nah, that nigga a whole alien. You wonder why every time this nigga hungry, instead of saying he won't eat, he hitting his head up against the wall. And you over there talking about my baby autistic. No, because my baby autistic, girl, please. Bitch, your baby ain't no autistic, bitch. Your baby is crazy, bitch. Bitch, your baby is E.T. He ain't no autistic. He is E.T. Girl, bye. I know I'm making a joke, but it's dead ass. I'm dead ass serious. I'm being funny, but I'm dead ass serious. I'm just telling you now. They tell me you putting the baby on medicine. Why his head? Every time he hungry, he just keep hitting his head against the wall. You thinking something wrong with the baby. Something wrong with him, all right. Go ahead on, test tube, baby. I'm just saying. Go ahead on. I'm telling you now, y'all. Autism might be something else. I don't know. I'm a conspiracy theorist. Let's move on. Let's move on, child. Anywho's, yeah, those type of stories don't surprise me, but I only want to share it with you guys just so you know this type of stuff is happening under each and every one of you guys' noses. Yes, yes, yes. Each and every person who's in this chat, you probably live around the corner from somewhere where they trafficking kids. Facts. You probably work with somebody or work for somebody who's in charge of a big ass child trafficking scheme that you know nothing about. And I don't care where you work. It's a fact. Okay. This stuff is bigger than us. Yeah, it's bigger than us. I need a commercial break. It's hot in here. Let me turn this AC on. Y'all get the likes up on the video. Make sure y'all like the video really quickly. I have to do really quickly. Yeah, I got to do a commercial break really quickly. I'll be right back.
remember when we said goodbye. Going back in the shit and cry. Ooh, baby, you got it.
Sorry, y'all. Sorry, I was trying to drink some water. All right, now I want to get into Jamal White, the little kid. We've been talking about him the last couple of days. So I hope y'all like the video. And please consider subscribing to the channel, you guys. We're trying to get to 50,000 subs, okay? So listen. So Jamal White, remember he's the little kid that was kidnapped and the daddy ran and then they kidnapped him, but then they found him the next day. And then the daddy came out yesterday and was like, y'all need to mind y'all business. Apparently I did the right thing. My son survived. We practiced this before. And I told y'all yesterday, I said, something in the milk ain't clean about this. Because what the hell y'all practicing getting robbed for? Well, I heard both the parents got arrested. But I got this one right here from the mother, and they say she was arrested after the doggone kidnapping. Let me say this. I knew that something was up with this because the child was still in CPS. Typically in a situation like this, they will probably do a workup on the kid, check on him, make sure he good, then he goes home. But that child had been in CPS days after this kidnapping. And in that moment, I knew there had to be an investigation, not only on whoever the kidnapper is, but it's got to be on the parents. Because why would CPS keep these kids? So he has been with CPS. The mother has been arrested, okay? It says the mother of 7-year-old Jamal White was arrested just days after his kidnapping and rescue. As of now, her charges are pending, and there's no word on whether her arrest had anything to do with kidnapping of her son. But this story keeps taking left turns. If you recall, the main suspect, Corey Williams, was arrested in connection with White's kidnapping. So they did arrest the suspect. Little information has been provided regarding his role in the kidnapping, as his charges are pending as well. While the mother and suspect share the last name Williams, it's a common last name, which is a Black American last name, and there's no confirmation on whether they are actually related. Brown, Williams, Smith, all those are Black American last names. Just so you know, Andrew Jackson was able to identify who was Black American in the 1800s by their last name. So if you had a name like William, Smith, Jones, Johnson, all that, he knew you was a nigger. He knew how to separate you from the Caribbean. Because remember, like we said earlier, the Caribbean have the long last names. We have the more smaller ones. Yep, Jackson, all that. I'm sorry, I went off on a tangent. It says, following these arrests, the public demanded full transparency and explanation of the charges each person is facing. Luckily, Jamal was found safe after being kidnapped. Police say he was released into custody of Child Protective Services. Hopefully, this woman had nothing to do with her child's kidnapping, but the way this story is going, you never know. I'm going to tell you straight up like this. The mama and the paw definitely, I'll say this, at least the paw for sure has something to do with it. And if the mama ain't had nothing physically to do with it, she knew more than what she was supposed to know. So definitely, she had something to do with it. And I think they need to arrest both their ass. Because why is you practicing what to do when you get robbed with your child? I ain't got past that part. Why in the hell, okay, is you practicing what happens when we get robbed? Now, I've been a mother 22 years, and I ain't never had my child set her down and say, girl, let's practice in case a nigga come up on me with a blicky. I ain't never know that. Like I said, I've been a mother for 22 years, and we've done a lot. We've traveled, we've done a lot together, me and my daughter. I just ain't never been in a situation or nothing ever came to my mind and was like, come on, girl, let's practice in case somebody come rob us. But word on the curb is both parents have been arrested. Now, this is my question. Why are we so quiet about what they being charged with? Are y'all like in the midst of some like mafia type stuff? Why are we mums the word on what they being charged with? I need to know. I'm just saying. But this story, who from where they from? The people in the hood know. The people from her neighborhood or the people from her area know what's really going on. If you are from this area, hit me, man. I'm trying to see what's tea. Because see, the internet, they just get kind of like secondhand tea. I want somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody who know them. That's who I want to talk to. Girl, yeah, they say woot, woot, woot. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But I wonder why they very mum's the word on this doggone charge. I don't like this. I don't like this at all. Moving on. Let's get into Just Hilarious, you guys. Y'all get the likes up on the video. Please and thank you. Y'all like the video. Shout out to everybody in the building. So I want to get into Just Hilarious. So Just Hilarious, and I don't know if it's on this channel or on the channel that I lost, but I did a lot of I did a lot of commentary on Just Hilarious in the past. Now, I'm not a fan of Just Hilarious. As a matter of fact, I think she's everything other than hilarious, if I'm being honest. Don't like her. Nothing about her. But right is right and wrong is wrong. I know how to put the way I feel about a person aside to deal with what's right and what's wrong, if it makes sense. So why is this important? Now, back in the day, I don't know if y'all remember, Jess there was a TS that came out and said that women can't gatekeep periods. I did a whole video. It was a whole thing. It was a whole thing. You had to be there, girl. They said women can't biological, what they call us cis women can't gatekeep periods because trans men can get pregnant too. It's that straw man BS. So Jess came back and Jess was like, only women can have babies, period. Not trans women, not only women. Women with uteruses can have babies. And this caused a big old uproar. And it was for a little while, the TSs against the biological women, okay? I didn't like that. I hated that actually because we don't have that to do. We literally don't. But I hate how misunderstood, probably on both sides that we were, okay? But at the end of the day, womanhood is being threatened. And in that situation, I was pro Jess Hilarious because I felt like she's not wrong. And I still feel like she's not wrong. A trans man is still a biological woman. Let's not play semantics with the words. I told y'all, words can be very powerful. You got to be careful with the words that you use. This is why they turned STDs into STIs. Because if you get comfortable with saying infection instead of disease, then an infection won't feel so harsh and you'll probably catch it easier. But neither here nor there. Back to Jess. When Jess said only people with uterus or women can reproduce babies, the TSs lost their mind. It sparked a whole debate. TS Madison jumped in. A whole lot of stuff was going on. It was crazy. I jumped in. I think Funky jumped in that. I can't remember. It was all the TSs it was the T's and the G's versus the women. That's what it was. Okay. So I guess she lost some opportunities because of making that statement. And that is the most asinine thing to me because it would be one thing if she lied. But I do remember under those 4 years, we were living in a twilight zone. Literally, it wasn't about what was actual factual. It was about how people felt and what they wanted to believe. 2020 to 2024 had zero facts in it. 2020 to 2024 was zero facts. I'm talking about there wasn't a fact to be given between 2020 and 2024. It was all a bunch of bull. It was so much to the point where saying stuff like only women can have babies would literally get you fired from your jobs, your careers, and everything. Saying something that's God's honest truth. Only women can have babies. People were losing YouTube channels. People were losing their Instagrams, TikTok, all because they were saying stuff like, well, yeah, no, women are the only ones can have babies. And these are facts. Well, she lost some opportunities. And now she's doing this video with Carlos King. Now, I don't know because he's gay. He's the TS whisperer. And I don't know if she felt like that's the platform she should go on to tell all the TSs that she no longer wants to smoke. But I'm trying to figure out why she bowing down. And she may not be bowing down. I just feel like she is. But what I want to know is, why is Jess Hilarious tucking her tail between her legs? She shouldn't have to. And if she missed an opportunity, it was never hers. You can't miss what was never given to you. And then it was an opportunity on the Miss Pat show. This is another Black American woman, or quote unquote Black American woman. If you missed that opportunity on the Miss Pat show, why didn't Miss Pat advocate for you as a Black woman? You get it? But in the industry, everybody playing the game. Let's get into this doggone interview with Carlos. I don't know how I feel about this.
Which I want to get into the trans conversations. There was a recent interview that you did on this platform with a Black woman, and she said, as long as you have a uterus, you can have children.
Mm-hmm.
And you said, okay, women can have children.
Mm-hmm.
And that went viral. In my research, it was very split.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that particular conversation?
She was speaking on gender identity. I was speaking on biology. I said only women can have babies. I've been punished for that as well, too. I lost a TV show for that, for saying that. Because of that statement that I said, women can have babies. Only women can have babies. That was the reason that did not want to have me on Miss Pat Settles It.
Is there anything you want to say to the trans community who do feel like you're dismissive by the tone in which you say things, the facial expressions in which you say things? What do you have to say to them?
Listen, you know what, Carlos, this is crazy, right? Because it doesn't matter what I say, they will not believe that I am not transphobic. I've tried, I've done this.
And this is why I wouldn't give two shits. But when you're in a position like Jess Hilarious and you work in the industry, the industry is like working for corporate America. It's certain political stuff it's like unwritten rules that you got to follow. And what one of those unwritten rules that Jess has to follow is you don't tick off a group that pertains white men. Because to the Black TS women, please love y'all down to the ground. But this whole falsehood of protection that you think you got, you don't have. This is not for you. And you know better than me, inside your own community, the racism is next level. So stop it. Y'all just riding a wave. Y'all only riding a wave. When Jess said what she said about women, it had to be white men who felt some type of way. They don't give a damn about how a nigga feel or about anybody Black. You think the powers that be give a damn if Black women and TSs are going back and forth? Absolutely not. They don't care. They don't care. But when Jess is in the industry, she has to do something they call play the game. And the game dictates, even if it's true, you don't get to do that. So Jess, because you're in the industry, now it seems to me like she on here begging the TSs to accept the fact that she's not homophobic. Even though she's been saying it how many times that she's not homophobic, she on Carlos' platform trying to convince TSs all across the world that she ain't homophobic. You see why I don't want nothing to do with that industry? Girl, y'all could have it. Y'all could have it. I would dare want to be that type of prisoner. Y'all could have it.
I've said many times over, I do not hate trans women. I don't hate trans men. I don't. I said what my issues were. I don't think that we should be called cisgendered women. I think the question should be ask them what they feel like, what they need from Jess Hilarious to feel like they're not heard or not seen. I see all of y'all. I see not y'all. I'm talking about, talking to the trans community. I see y'all. Yes, I do. And that's the last thing I want to say is like, I got trans friends, because then that's also looked at, that's the one, that's just like a white person saying, I got Black friends. No, I really do have trans friends. Yes, I do. And it's like, I can't. It's like if you hate us, if you hate one of us, you hate us all. It's like, no. It's some straight people out here that I don't particularly care for, but that's not toward our whole community. It's some gay people I don't like, men and women. That is not toward the whole community. Everything warrants a conversation. I'm open to having a conversation with anybody. Like that's what we're missing. The whole thing is we're missing communication.
I saw this comment and I wanted to comment on this because this is interesting. Whoever this person is says, Jess, it's one thing to not be homophobic, but Jess is. She regularly uses the F word and she comes for trans women a lot. I want to entertain that for a second. Do we understand what homophobic means? Even if we're going to look at it in societal's definition, because if textbook means a fear of, but we know that's not how we use it in society, right? If we want to use it from the terms and definitions of society, like meaning just don't like gay and trans people, I don't believe that to be true. I don't believe that Jess is a boosie. You see what I'm saying? Now, don't get me wrong. Just getting into it or coming for gay men or TSs, maybe that was something that she was doing. But I don't think that means she hates all TSs and all gay men. I just don't see it. I really don't believe that. And when I think about it, I don't think that Bomb East, I don't think you really believe that either. I don't really believe that you think that Jess really hates all gay and trans people. The fact of the matter is, and I'm going to say it because everybody else acting like they scared to say it. And this is no shade. Shout out to the Black TS women. What y'all are doing is weaponizing a system that was used to weaponize against you on Black women. Because the very same things that you try to use on Black women and tell them that they have to do, you know good and well you wouldn't get nowhere a pinch of that respect in your community from the other folks. As a matter of fact, they treat you like the less than. But you come to Black women in our spaces, and then you do stuff like pitch a fit and make it seem like we wrong because you're intruding on our space, and then call us homophobic. And this is not to you, Bomb, or whoever this is. So let me take him down. This is just in general. I'm speaking in general. But it's a foreshadowing, not foreshadowing. What it is it's kind of like Black women in the chat. You can identify with this. Remember back in the day, especially in the 70s and the 80s, there was a whole thing from Black women talking about how Black men were not treating them right and talking to them. And the Black man was like, I got to take stuff from the white man on the job all day. I come home, I shouldn't have to take it from you. And then the Black woman was just like, well, don't take it out on me. Take it out on the white man. Y'all remember that? It's the same shit, different toilet. It's a lot of trans women, Black trans women, who get zero respect in their fucking culture. Say what I said. Them white folks don't even recognize you. Go to the white. Matter of fact, like I said back then, and the channel's still up, the video's still up. When I see the TSs go at the whites, then I'll respect what they're trying to come at with us. But until you deal with the whites, please leave Black women alone. That's how I feel about it. But at the end of the day, because that system, because it's not about Jess, it's not about the Black TSs. It's about the system. And we all know who's in charge of said system. But if the system feels disrespected, then here comes the Tekashi 6ix9ine. You have to. So now Jess has to go on Carlos King and say to the trans community, to everybody in the TS community, what do I need to do? How do I show you guys that I'm not homophobic? I swear to God, I promise. Do we need to have a forum? Should we have a panel? What do I need to do? Do I need to kiss your feet? And in my mind, Jess Hilarious, you setting us back. You setting Black women back. Because just like as a collective in Black America that we are delineating, in a collective of Black women in America, we understand that we are not trans women and trans women are not us. And we ain't budging about that. So you setting us back. Oh, what can I do, you guys? Please help me. How can I show you guys I'm not transphobic? Tell them to point out what you said that was transphobic. Tell them to point out what you did that was transphobic. And the F word, don't want to hear it. When gay men and trans women stop using the fish term for women, then we'll discuss the other F word. Oh, and by the way, y'all lucky because we still by and large respect you niggas enough to not use that F word. And y'all continue to fish. And I don't mean everybody. I'm talking about the ones who do it. Fish. But if we started taking the other F word and going F, then y'all feel some type of way. But I don't even want that type of division. I just hate that Jess went on this show begging the TSs to forgive her as if she did something wrong. She ain't did nothing wrong. But when you got to play the game, this is what you got to do. Okay? I'm just saying, I think that as Black people, I love my gay and trans community. I love my lesbians most. You feel what I'm saying? My Black lesbians, I love y'all more than the gays and the trans. I love my gays and my trans, but I love my lesbians most. I'm more connected to y'all. You literally scissors. You know what I'm saying? But I want us to be together. I do. I just don't want this divide thing. And it don't have to be. It literally don't have to be. We have been coexisting with gays, trans, and drag queens since the beginning of time. Why is it a problem now? Because the internet and Jess coming on here really, it really pissed me off. It really pissed me off. I didn't like anything about this. Because if she done something wrong, then I would be right behind the trans community saying, yeah. Like, for instance, if she was on here trying to get the trans community to believe that her using the F word was out of pocket and she didn't mean to, then I would be behind the trans community saying, yeah, you need to apologize to them. But that's not what this is. She on here begging for forgiveness for telling the truth. We're not about to pick that up as a collective of Black women. We just not going to do it. As a collective of Black women, don't let Jess Hilarious fool y'all. Girl, don't let this internet fool y'all. Because in real life, girl, yeah. You know what I'm saying? I just hate that. But, it just sucks. I even hate reporting on that type of stuff. When I saw it, I was just so mad, though, because I don't... let's move on. Let's move on. But somebody said you don't like lesbians, but you'll take a TS. Girl, take a TS where? What? What? Somebody said you don't like lesbians, but you won't take a TS. Girl, where I'm gonna take the TS? At least I can do something with the lesbian. I can't do nothing with the TS. At least me and the lesbian could be best friends, and then we could be boyfriend and girlfriend, or girlfriend and girlfriend. We could get married. You feel me? We could be Brett and Judy. I can't do nothing with the TS. Where I'm taking the TS? Girl, I'll take the lesbian any day. Lesbian me, please. Girl, are you crazy? At least I get a friend and a lover. Please. Stop it. Make it make sense. Let's move on. Like, make it make sense. We got to start being honest. Let's make it make sense. Now, I want to start to talk about Diddy and Maurene Comey. Is that her name? So this is the lead prosecutor. Let me get her up here. So Maurene Comey is the lead prosecutor on the Diddy trial. She was also the lead prosecutor on the Epstein trial. Now, I'm hearing about this Maurene Comey girl, right? And they said, I didn't say it. They said that her daddy was beefing with Trump or something like that. Now, I just listened to this morning, okay? But they said Maurene Comey daddy, Trump can't stand him, okay? Allegedly. And they also said that she was fired due to Article 2, let go, released, whatever, due to Article 2 of whatever DOJ they have, Department of Justice bylaws or whatever they have. And then some are saying it has something to do with the Epstein crowd. James Comey, that's his name, James Comey. Okay, that's Maurene Comey's father, James Comey. Okay, okay, boom. So she gets fired right after the trial, and people are speculating, oh, it must be because she lost the Diddy trial. Some people say, well, she lost the Diddy trial, and she kind of like took an L on the Epstein trial, and that's why she got fired. Some people are connecting it even further because remember, and let me go find it. Y'all remember when Trump came out and said that basically ain't no Epstein files recently? I don't know if y'all been privy to this. But recently, Trump had just came out and was like, remember, mind you, we've been waiting on these Epstein files for like the last 5 years. Trump jumped out the window the other day. Oh, yeah, ain't no Epstein files. Come again, say what? Now I got to get on Trump ass. Now I got to get on Trump ass. Trump, what is you on? Get him on here. What the hell you mean it ain't no Epstein files? Now, I'm not stupid. I ain't dumb by far. Okay? What you mean ain't no Epstein files? You saying that because it's something you don't want out. And we all know Trump and Epstein go back, way back, allegedly. I didn't say it. They said it. They allegedly go back like four flat tires, okay? So my thing is, what you mean? And I meant to talk about it. I think it happened on a Friday after I got off the joke. But I think that ain't no Epstein files. Nigga, I know you lying. Nigga, we've been waiting 5 years on these files. How all of a sudden today ain't no more files? Oh, it never existed. Stop the cap. But this is where this is important. Now, if you tie the Epstein thing, because this is what the internet is saying. I didn't say it. The internet is trying to say that Diddy is tied in with Trump because of the Epstein thing. And that, remember, it was rumors going around that Trump will pardon Diddy. And Trump even said, well, yeah, if it comes down to it, I'll look at pardoning him or whatever the case may be. A lot of people were saying it was because Diddy has a lot of information on a lot of people. Basically, Diddy was the Negro Epstein. Does that make sense? So bringing somebody down like Diddy literally brings down a lot of people that nobody wants to know be in the freak offs and things of that nature. Okay. So with that being said, because Diddy was that type of person, they're saying that that's why he got off the case. I don't believe that. I think he got off the case because it was a horrible case to try. But they're saying that that's why he got off the case, and that's why Trump is saying that he wouldn't mind pardoning Diddy, because certain things you got to button up and put away because you can't open that pile. Once you open that can, it's going to explode on you. Does that make sense? And this will be even more reason why Diddy was found not guilty. And also when we went to trial, the most exciting thing we heard from the trial was the knife fight that Diddy was having with Cassie. That the most exciting thing we heard from the trial was the knife fight, probably, and Cassie was over there gobbling up 3 peens. But that's it. That's it. So now let's get back to Maurene Comey. Now, Maurene Comey worked on the Epstein case, and she also worked on the Diddy case. And obviously, even though she won, technically she lost. She lost. She did not do well on those cases. They did not get the prosecuted convictions that they wanted to get and make this thing go the way that it goes, okay? So she was just let go. Now, I was watching Armand's live last night, which was really good. Shout out to the people who was on the panel. I like the panel. But I was watching Armand's live last night, and somebody brought up the fact that in Article 2 of the DOJ, basically, and which is the Department of Justice, and I don't know if that's the name of the document or whatever, but she was saying that part of the, one of the reasons for being kicked off the trial or kicked or fired would be for fraud. Now, do you guys recall that back in the day, recently at this trial, it was alleged that Tisa was getting information. Tisa tells. She was alleged to be getting information from the prosecution. Other content creators who were out there were saying, that's why she was able to get special treatment. That's why she was able to get armed security, because she was in with the prosecution. People were saying that when she would come into the court, she wouldn't even sit in there and somehow have all the notes. I've heard other content creators say that Tisa would come in the morning, but they wouldn't even see her. She wouldn't have to sit through the whole thing. Now, these are all rumors. I don't know how true this is. Some people are saying that could have been the reason why Maurene Comey was fired. They're saying that it could have been that, remember when the judge came out and said a content creator on YouTube had released the information on Jane Doe, or at least was reporting on bad information, giving out bad low? Allegedly, they're saying the other conspiracy theory, we're going to call it a conspiracy theory, but the other conspiracy theory is Maurene Comey was let go because allegedly they were saying that she was the one working, or at least the prosecution was working with Tisa Tells. Allegedly. Take it with a grain of salt if you want, okay? I'm just giving y'all all sides. But long story short, she was let go. And for people who work regular 9 to 5s, that's fired to you. But when you work a job like this, you don't get fired, okay? Let go means, girl, go be a lawyer somewhere else. She'll be just fine, okay? A lot of people, that's good for her. If you a pro Diddy, that's good for her. She lost her job. No. It's not like when they fired you down at Checkers at Rallies. That's not like that. That don't go like that. You see what I'm saying? The way it works for them, see, this is the powers that be. These are the people who make the rules, and these are the people in charge. They're not going to have the same rules as me and you. So with that being said, just because she was let go as don't mean she can't never practice law no more. She'll definitely go be an attorney somewhere else. That's it. So she'll be fine. She'll be fine. Okay. Now, what do I believe? I believe it could be a combination of all. I believe that Diddy could have, let me say this. I believe that maybe it's possible that the prosecution could have gotten dinged for some sort of alleged working with possibly, and I'm trying to say all these words, possibly working with content creators. I don't know it to be true. I'm just telling you it's possible, and I believe that it's possible that the judge tapped the prosecution on the hand, like, what the hell is you doing with these content creators? Because remember, the content creators had its own thing outside the courthouse prior to all of this, right? Or outside negative of all of this. So I do believe that was part of it. I also believe that it has a lot to do with Trump, Epstein, and this whole bit. You got to keep in mind, Diddy got arrested before the elections. Why do you think that is? I was thinking when I saw the story earlier, it wouldn't have surprised me if Diddy had been reached out to the right or Trump and had been made good with them folks. Because if you think about it, remember there was a thing going around when Diddy first got arrested, and people were saying that Diddy was trying to start a new political party. Regardless if he was starting a new one or not, he was trying to steer Black American people away from the Democratic Party. Remember, Diddy was the vote or die dude. Diddy was the one with the shirt hollering vote or die for the Democratic Party. If it were not for Diddy, we would not know Barack Obama. Diddy introduced us to Barack Obama. Fact, go look it up. So, and again, just follow me. I'm a conspiracy theorist, so just follow me. So my other theory to this is, it wouldn't surprise me if Diddy had been made good with them folks and been severed with the left, because he gets arrested before the election stuff pops off. Election goes off without a hitch. Boom, trial starts, and now he's not guilty. Trump up there hollering, I pardon him if I get a chance. Whoop de whoop de whoop. I'm a conspiracy theorist, so please, like I say, but that's how my brain be working, right? So I believe it could be some of that too. I believe it could be some of that as well. And then I also could believe it could be something with the stuff going on with the content creators, because it was an mess out there in front of that courthouse. It was a mess. It just was. It was disgustingly horrible. I think that it was bad that we getting the rep from YouTubers trying to go into media like that. But it's storming phase. We learning as we go. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I believe it could be a combination of it all. Now, Maurene Comey gets fired. Everybody starts freaking out. Let's get into the article. It says, according to WFLA News, the Justice Department has fired Maurene Comey, the prosecutor in Diddy's federal sex trafficking trial and Jeffrey Epstein's case as well. According to sources, there was no reason given on why Maurene got the axe. Cap. But it comes just 2 weeks after Diddy was found guilty on 2 of the 5 charges he was on trial for. She also happened to be the daughter of FBI Director James Comey. Neighbor, are y'all surprised? I'm going to tell you now, I feel like it's all connected. I think it's all connected. I think that I think a little bit of everything is true. I don't think it's just the YouTubers. I don't think it's just the Trump thing. I don't think it's just the political thing. I think it's a little bit of everything. Because it takes a little bit of everything to make this thing go. That way it's not so obvious. Because if they didn't do a little bit of everything, it would be obvious the things that they do. So they got to do nitpick here, nitpick there, put a little something there. Kind of like a scavenger hunt. Hide something here, hide something there. Like that. They say James was gunning for Trump. Wouldn't surprise me. Wouldn't surprise me at all. Wouldn't surprise me. But everybody start talking now. Hold on. I want to share this with y'all. I don't know if I'm going to go. No, I'm not going. For the sake of time, I'm not going to go do it. Because I kind of wanted to talk about some of the stuff that I heard on Armand's live. There was one girl who went on Armand Wiggins live. Because I said, no, fuck it, I'm here. We about to talk about it. I don't care. Let's get into it. So there was this girl who went on Armand Wiggins live, right? Mind you, it was, what's the lady named Mama Flip? I had never seen this woman before. She said she has a famous son. I don't know who that is. I saw somebody in the chat put Queen's Flip. I don't even know who Queen's Flip is. New York people outside of New York, we don't know y'all. So when y'all just be putting the names out, unless it's major names like, you know, Biggie, DMX, Jada Kiss, unless it's stuff like that, we don't be knowing them people. I get it. In New York, y'all think everybody know y'all, but we don't know y'all like that. So whoever Queen's Flip is, Mama Flip is his mama. Queen's Flip, Joe Budden podcast. Is he on the Joe Budden podcast? Let me see what this is. Let me see. Who the hell is Queen's Flip? I have no idea. I don't know who this person is. How what's her name say? I wouldn't recognize that man if he walked past me right now. Child, I wouldn't recognize. I'm sorry to that man. I don't know that man. I wouldn't recognize him. What he sing? What he do? He rap? He play football? What he do? What he do for a living? The hell is Queen's Flip? He a fat nigga?
What's wrong with you, bro? Do it, man. What's wrong with you? Do it, man. What's wrong with you, man?
Oh, he do look familiar. He be on the skits. Y'all remember him? Y'all remember him?
Stupid, man.
Hold on. Let me show y'all. Y'all remember him?
What's wrong with you, bro? What's wrong with you, bro? Do it, man. What's wrong with you? Do it, man. What's wrong with you, man? What are you doing? You messing with me? What do you mean healthy? Don't eat healthy. What do you mean eat healthy, bro? What do you mean eat healthy, bro? Get off me. Get off me, man. Get off me.
Stupid, man. Stop touching me, yo.
All right. That's Queen's Flip. He looked familiar. I still don't know him, but he looked familiar. I've seen his face before, probably on a skit or something. All right. So where was I going with this? All right. So Mama Flip was on there, and she's an advocate for, I guess, victims. And there was also a therapist on there, some other people. And Mama Flip is an advocate for victims who suffered SA and all that other stuff. And she was on there talking about Cassie. Now, remember over here, I can't speak for nowhere else. Since the very beginning of time, I told y'all that Cassie wasn't no victim. I also told you that Cassie was definitely victimized, but she was not just a victim. What do I mean by that? Although Cassie could have been victimized by Diddy, Cassie was also turning back around and victimizing these other men. Now, there's this sex worker who have been going around all over YouTube. All of them been going around, as they should. But they've been going around talking about their experiences with Cassie. And I'm seeing a lot of women, Black women in particular, automatically saying that these people are lying. And let me tell you why I have a problem with that. Because this whole trial under Black women believing that Cassie is Black, we had been windmilling with our head down for this racially ambiguous woman talking about victims. We made every excuse in the book for Cassie. We said Cassie was victimized. She was 19 when she met Diddy. OMG, you got to give her grace. She was on Stockholm syndrome, trauma, right? But when it came down to the male escorts who spoke about their trauma, nobody wanted to give them the time of day. And that's a problem. And let me tell you why. At the very end of the day, Cassie and Diddy broke the law. This is why Cassie needed immunity. If Cassie was the victim that you believe that she would not need immunity, y'all. She would, I swear to God. If Cassie was that toe up like y'all say she was, she would not need immunity, because there would not be things she had done to make her need that sort of immunity. On top of that, if we are to apply prior histories or histories of trauma to everybody, then that means nobody's held responsible. Everybody who does anything wrong can go back to any point in time in their life for their trauma and say, this is why I'm doing so. So that means if Cassie was getting her ass whipped by Diddy and having to take 3 dicks, it don't make it right. And she don't get to go off and get the call of the escorts and suck their thing with warts in her mouth and force them to have sex on the period and all of that. She don't get to do that because she's a victim. She don't get to do that because she's a victim. Cassie put multiple people in danger fucking around with these freak offs. And she the one walking away with the money. Okay? Y'all over here windmilling for Cassie when Cassie was able to enjoy 10 years of fucking and sucking unlimited. She traveled. She was well-traveled. She saw the world. She hung out with top actors, top artists. Cassie lived it the fuck up. Yeah, she had some bad times. Yeah, that nigga was going oops upside her head. Yeah, the nigga was abusive. Yeah, it was sometimes she wanted to dip. But Cassie was lit for 10 years, my nigga. 10. Every single one of them escorts said Cassie was hitting them up outside of Diddy. Every single one of them. Every one of them said, Cassie hit me up outside of Diddy. One of them said, Diddy confronted him and he told Diddy, I didn't hit Cassie. Cassie hit me. He said, and Diddy told him, don't talk to her when I'm not around you. He said he ended up having to go to where he don't respond to Cassie's calls or texts because Cassie was hitting him up random. What you doing? Come over. What you doing? Come over. But Cassie is the victim here. Cassie was lit for 10 years and walked away with $30 million. And you niggas is over here windmilling on me and other people who think like me, who understand that there are a creature of people on earth, they call them hoes. If you never met a hoe, welcome to the party. You're late. There's a group of people that we socialize in America. We call them hoes. They exist. They're not mythical characters. They're not cartoons. They are real. They really exist. They outside. Some of them are inside, but they exist. Okay? In my opinion, Cassie, Jane Doe, and that the one who was on there talking about she saw them do the night fight, the one who was trying to smash Diddy, or the one who smashed Diddy, all the 3 of them was hoes. All 3 of them was hoes. Cassie was with Ryan Leslie, who was an older man, and I'm pretty sure he flipped her. You think she got her first flip with Diddy? You a new age fool. And let me say this too, to the black women who won't accept these men being victims, because of course a black man can't never be a victim of nothing. And for all y'all who gonna call me a pick me because I don't agree with you, suck out my ass, you raggedy hoe. Back to what I was saying. What I'm saying is, if Cassie gets to be the model victim, then how in the pluck can these sex workers who are being forced to sleep with this girl without knowing that her period is on, without knowing she got warts in her fucking mouth, without knowing she had chlamydia scares and allegedly she had doggone herpes? How in the fuck does Cassie get to be a victim and he get to not be a victim? Make it make sense. On paper, if I sleep with you and I have an STD and I don't tell you and you get that STD, I go to jail. But you want me to believe that because she has some sort of traumatic event or traumatic history, she just to go gallivanting all around the world, passing out hurt like Halloween candy. Y'all could kiss my ass. Cassie ain't no victim. Now, these sex workers, they're victims. And you want to know how I know? Because if the shoe was on the other foot and Cassie was Diddy and Diddy was trafficking all these hoes as women back and forth, you bitches will be losing your mind. Oh my God, protect black women. This is crazy. Diddy's a monster. He needs to go to jail. Put him in the electric chair. But as soon as a man come on here and tell you, Cassie literally cut out the lights, got on top of me, rolled me. It was super wet. I cut the lights on. It's her blood. And she looked me up and down and said, so? And you telling me that ain't a crime? You telling me it's not a crime for me to have sex with a man on my period without his permission? That's what you telling me? You telling me you gotta be a sick motherfucker to want to fuck a nigga on your period without him knowing? But this your victim, right? This your victim. This your victim. She slept with that man on her period and didn't even allow him the opportunity to say yeah or nay. We're not even going to get into the diseases. That is a human violation. You don't get to take your bodily fluids and put it on nobody outside of their consent. That is a crime. And if that is a crime, what does that make Cassie? A criminal. And if that makes her a criminal, then that means, guess what? Rather you want to call her a victim or not, the bitch need to go to jail. And when I saw that dude get on Art of Dialogue and give his story, and I scrolled through them comments and saw all them same women talking about, I don't believe him, I don't believe him. It wasn't that you don't believe him. It's many reasons why you don't believe him. Number one, let me say this to a lot of black women, because I've been noticing this and I got to say it. I've been noticing this and I got to say it. Black women, you not mad at Diddy. You don't even believe Diddy is the monster that you want him to believe. What you want is your karmic resolution, or you want to be satisfied from your unhealed trauma through Diddy. Yeah. See, it's a lot of trauma you ain't never dealt with. So seeing Diddy on here whipping Cassie ass, it triggered you down to the ground, didn't it? Now, every time somebody asks you, should he be guilty of a RICO, you go back to that because that triggered you. That's unhealed trauma that you have yet to deal with. And you think you're going to get some level of instant gratification if Diddy goes to jail for life. That don't go like that. You still going to be. Now, I believe Diddy should go to jail for the rest of his life. I believe it wholeheartedly. I believe it without a doubt. But right is right and wrong is wrong. A victim is a victim. And these men who were sex workers were victims. They did not know to the capacity that Cassie and Diddy knew what the fuck was going on. That automatically makes them a victim. Okay? Not just a victim of Diddy, but a victim of Cassie's as well. But all of that projecting your unhealed trauma on a Diddy trial, you think you're going to get some level of instant gratification. I've seen people crying. Oh, at least he got 2 guilty verdicts. You got to go heal, my love. And I mean this from a loving place. You got to go talk to somebody. You got to go heal. The freak off, that ain't what happened to you. What happened at the freak off ain't what happened to you. These were willing participants who knew exactly what they were doing, who were okay with it, consented through and through, and everybody walked away happy. That's not what happened to you. You can't take what happened to you out on the Cassie situation because it's blinding you. Now you're creating victims in your head. Now you're making people who are actual perpetrators victims because you're looking for the instant gratification of whatever unhealed trauma you think you're going to get, and you're not going to get it. You're not going to get it. And I don't give a damn if you're a psychologist, psychiatrist. I don't give a damn if you're a therapist. I don't give a damn what level of education you have. Right is right and wrong is wrong. Your traumatic history does not excuse you from doing crime. It never has, nor should it be in the future. If that's the case, let all the prostitutes out of jail right now. Because I'm pretty positive 9 out of 10 prostitutes have been raped or sexually assaulted before. So if that's the case, let every single pimp and prostitute out of jail right now. If that's the case, if we gonna put this on the freak offs and let them folks out now. It was a time where you learned from your past and you did better. Now we in a culture where we lean on our past and use it as a crutch. That's horrible. That's horrible. What y'all don't understand is they playing all of us. While we over here fighting each other, they playing all of us. Oh, and Cassie about to get sued, as she should. She about to get sued, and I hope they take all the money. Not because I'm hating, you're just jealous because you don't have $20 million. Well, neither do you. So what's your problem? You don't have $20 million. Bitch, I couldn't even fathom having $20 million. Why would I be jealous of that? I can only be jealous of stuff that I feel like is at least within my grasp. I don't see me making $20 million no time soon. So stop it. It's nothing to do with that. It's just the facts. Cassie is not a victim. And you're going to see it when these people get to suing her. Now, I want to show y'all the guy who had came out, and I'm going to show you why you don't believe that he is a victim. You want to know why you don't believe he's a
Truly?
Hold on. I'm going to show you why you don't believe Diddy is a victim.
Give me the back.
Hold on. This a black ass nigga. Because I remember when y'all seen this picture. This is a dark-skinned, tall man. Y'all don't see him as a victim in nothing. No matter what he does, no matter what he says, it's almost like being a dark-skinned black woman. You can't hardly ever find a victim in him. You looking at his face, looking at his skin tone, you looking at all of that stuff, you're never going to see a victim because subconsciously, this is a Mendingo. This is a strong man. He ain't no victim. Cassie's a weak little docile girl who little dainty little, he can't be a victim. But yes, he can. He absolutely can be a victim. He's victimized because if you tell me we doing something under one pretense and it's a false pretense, I'm automatically a victim. Now, when it comes down to this guy and Cassie, I saw people in the chat saying they don't believe him. Are you motherfuckers in okay? It's in the fucking court documents. He ain't came on here and said nothing that ain't in the court documents. She spoke about how she slept with him on her period. She said it first. And they got people in the comments saying, that's a lie. That nigga clout chasing. That girl ain't did that. She said it in the court documents first. The only difference between her story and his was she said Diddy made her do it. He said she wanted to do it. And that's what we about to get into it. Now, mind you, I told y'all, sleeping with someone unprotected while having an STI, STD, and or on your period is against the law. You can't do that. All y'all nasty assholes want to create a strawberry swirl with your nigga, get consent. Because the moment you create that strawberry shortcake with that nigga and he say, I ain't want to do it, your ass is grass. Okay? He's talking about how Cassie tricked him into sleeping with her without the protection and on the period, okay? And this is another thing too. A lot of people I can't believe this. This don't make sense. Look at him. Look at him. Y'all got life and bullshit messed up. See, poor people, we socialize different. I get it. Only a poor person care about how a person looks. If I am in the mood for some dick, I don't give a damn what that nigga face look like. Bitch. The fuck? If I'm on freak off level like Cassie, if I'm on Cassie level freak off, you think I give a fuck if that nigga look like Saint? Girl, bye. Girl, I don't care what the nigga look like. What does that dick look like? That's all that matters to me. Okay? Y'all are so superficial at the poor level that you can't even fathom that someone you deem to be unattractive would be somebody that Cassie would violate like that. And this is why Sukihana could never be a victim, but Cassie will always be one. This is why the dark-skinned Sukianas or the fat black nappy-head girls, they will never get this type of advocacy from these quote-unquote fake-ass, I love and want to support all black women assholes, because y'all hoes lying. Those girls will never get that support. Hell, y'all wouldn't even jump behind Keke Palmer hardly like that when she went off on the Trey Songz bit. But it's fake. It's the internet. Let's get into his encounter with Cassie. No, not this. I think it was this one. Yeah, when he said she infected him. Hold on.
I have to shoot you. But that's when Diddy threatened to shoot me in the face. Diddy's a wild boy. Diddy's like, you know, they say act as if. Diddy's mannerism, even his, I did not believe that. She was too intelligent. She was doing too much. I actually thought I did not believe that she was, who was pimping out his personality when I was with him in these freak offs, it read pimp. Like I literally got pimp energy from Diddy. The first 2 years, bro, I didn't even know it was Diddy and Cassie again. I thought this was a successful pimp who was pimping out his beautiful girlfriend to be a model or something like that. Because I did not believe Cassie sold vagina. I did not believe that. She was too intelligent. She was doing too much. I actually thought she was like a model or something. And this guy was just pimping the hell out of her, pimping his arrangements. Because, you know, you got some pimps who realize that a woman's body and her mind is far more valuable than her laying on her back all day. And they make serious money with these women. So I figured Diddy was just one of these guys. I never thought that he was Diddy, and I never thought it was Cassie, bro. Never.
Through Rula, it's easier to connect.
So he said his encounter, it was giving pimp hoe vibes. Like he thought Diddy basically had this young fly girl on her arm, on his arms, and he was just pimping her out. And that is very prevalent in the music industry. So he said he didn't believe that it was an actual relationship. Like he thought it was more or less on some business stuff. And for him to get that vibe, Diddy had to give off pimp, but Cassie had to also give off hoe. You get it? Because otherwise it would look like a hostage situation. So for him to get pimp vibes from Diddy, he had to get hoe vibes from Cassie. Period. Hold on.
They recorded me, I want to say, for the first 2 years, basically every, because, you know, we have such hot sex. It turns me on. Like, I love watching this and playing it back. I talk about it to Sean. Let me show you something. She goes and takes out her MacBook, bro. And like I told you, she opens a folder. She had a bunch of videos in there. I remember it was probably like 30 videos in there she had at this time. And she just cuts one on. Squirts, orgasms, all of this, just off watching a prior.
Now, I don't care about those details, but it does show that she was a willing participant. I want to go to where he talked about the blood. Hold on.
Before they started like giving me the drugs, like, you know, technically speaking, I've been here 10 hours, so I've kind of earned my rate. I'm ready to go. They would ignore me though, bro. They wouldn't give me my clothes back. They would hold my phone. I remember one time specifically, Cassie had me locked in a room for like a day and a half. And I asked her numerous times to give me my phone and my clothes. And she'd be like, okay, I'll give it to you. I'll be right back. And she wouldn't come back. Then when she did come back, it was time to do a freak off. And they would want me to do the freak off before I could go to the store or leave the room. So now I do the freak off and I satisfy her. I'm waiting to give them a second to get ready in the bedroom. That second turns into 4, 5, 6 hours. And then they come back and do this, the same thing.
What are we missing? He's saying that he would say, I want to go. Yeah, it's giving me kidnapping and sex trafficking too, niece. It's giving, I saw kidnapping and sex trafficking when I heard it. He said, I'll be wanting to go home. And she said, okay, wait. And then she'll lock him in the room or have him in the room. And then they go back 4, 5 hours and come back and do it again. Come on, man. And this dude is not a victim. This dude is not a victim. It gets worse.
Again, so I remember specifically there was one time where I tried to leave numerous times, but because they had my phone and my clothes, I couldn't, which kind of makes me I don't want to say it, but a hostage to an extent.
He was.
Because I can't willingly leave. You can't walk into one of these 5-star hotels, buck naked with no phone. You're not going to get that far. You're not registered. They're not going to want to hear I'm upstairs with Diddy. You really think Diddy's going to answer the hotel phone and say, yeah, this naked black guy is with me? Absolutely not.
And you got an STD by Cassie, right?
Pause. What I'm hearing is a collaborative effort. I'm not hearing, it was Cassie this time, and I'm hearing a collaborative effort. I'm hearing a hostage, and people feel like, he's just chasing the money. So was everybody else. Y'all didn't care when Capricorn Clark came on there chasing her lawsuit, when Dawn came on there chasing their lawsuit. Listen, at the end of the day, it ain't like he making this shit up. It's in the court documents. He not coming on Art of Dialogue telling y'all nothing that's not already in the documents. That's the part y'all missing. So the fact that he can't be a victim, I'm confused. But Cassie get to be one? But so he can't be a victim and like the dude Mama Flip. That's what I brought her up for. She's supposed to be a victim advocate, but she said she can't see a victim in him. And then turn around and said, because I also work with men in the community, so I understand that men go through it and why they don't come forward. But then how do you say you don't believe he is a victim? It's because you don't really believe Cassie is a victim. You're sensationalizing this thing. You're personalizing it. You are emotionally connecting yourself to this Diddy and Cassie bullshit, and you're trying to find any way to get any sort of instant gratification out of it. Because there's no way Diddy gets to be a monster, Cassie gets to be a victim, and these damn sex workers is just, fuck them, let them get it how they live. Y'all are insane. Y'all are insane.
Well, I found out first because I actually got an STD test because I started feeling weird after an encounter. Not going to ask you if you know how that feels. I pray to God you've never had that experience. I've only had it one time in my life with Cassie, and the feeling of catching an STD is not a comfortable feeling. The first thing you notice is the difficulty in urination, and that's the first thing I know.
He the third man who came out and said Cassie gave them an STD. He's the third. Jonathan Adi, him, and the other dude who's from that I know. He's the third person who came out here and said that lady gave him an STD. Is this your victim? This is the third man, not the first. Matter of fact, Jonathan Adi won in court for his herpes. Oh, yes. Settled out of court for $3 million for his herpes. Jonathan Adi. Go look it up. Settled out of court. This the third man that came out here and told y'all Cassie and gave him something. And y'all want me to believe that she was just shackled and strapped down to a bed and just made to do this? Come on now.
I want to say Cassie didn't call me for like a month, but during that month, my girlfriend went to the doctor, got completely tested out. She had clean test results. So I knew after my girl went to the doctor and didn't come home and curse me out saying, you gave me something, I was good. All right, bet. I go see Cassie maybe a month later. And the first thing I did was pull out a condom because I'm like, if my girl didn't give me this, Cassie gave me this. But I can't directly accuse her because I don't know. So I didn't say anything. I just decided to wear a condom. Now, Diddy sees this condom and he says, yo, bro, what's that for? And I said, we got to be careful. We've been doing this too long. I got a girlfriend. I got to be mindful of that. I don't ever want to bring another home to my girlfriend. I loved my girlfriend hard. Just because I slept with Cassie all this time, the woman I was with at this time, I loved my girlfriend. That's how I know I didn't love Cassie. I know I loved my girlfriend because I would sleep with Cassie. And
people saying he got a girlfriend. It's like porn stars. I don't know if y'all know this, but porn stars be in relationships too. Some people don't value sex the way that the majority collective of us do. Meaning she might be okay with him using his penis for sex, but she know it belongs to me. Some people socialize like that. Just because we think it's crazy don't mean it ain't a thing, but it's definitely a thing. So a lot of these people, prostitutes, strippers be having husbands and boyfriends. Yeah, it's a job. It's work.
Think about my ex-girlfriend. So Cassie actually comes out and Cassie says, no, babe, remember the chlamydia? I said, what did you say? She says, oh yeah, you know, I had a chlamydia scare because Sean cheated on me. She blamed it on Diddy, said Diddy cheated on her and told me I should go to the doctor. Yo, bruh, I was pissed.
Long story short, Diddy ends up paying him, giving him extra couple $1,000 because he actually did have chlamydia, but he ended up taking care of it before his old lady came home because she was out of town. So when he went back to sleep with Cassie again, he said that he went to pull out the condom and it was like, hell no, don't do that. Okay? Now, I wanted to get to that part. It's got to be this one where he talking about her with the blood. I got to share this part with y'all. Hold on. I got to share that blood part and then we got to move on. Because I got to get off of here. Hold on. I got to share the part with the blood.
Kind of like fell into it because it was a totally different sensation. I'm high off this ecstasy.
Here we go.
Benefit for trying this substance. And it's true. So basically, Cassie tells me that if I take this a little bit, it's all good. And that bothered me because, you know, I still thought they were in a monogamous relationship. So immediately to me, someone with some intelligence, the first red flag was, why would this woman lie to her man about seeing my STD results? The hell with that. No. I jump up. I say, yo, man, listen, check this out. I do have clean test results. I can pull them up on my phone. Can she pull hers up? He said, I thought she's seen her already. I said, I ain't show her nothing, but I want to show you because I want to see her and I want to do this right. And Diddy's a man. Diddy's cool. He said, you know something, bro? I respect you telling the truth. He was mad at Cassie, but he was so into the freak off and we was going so like hot and heavy, he didn't want us to stop. So he tells her to show me her results. She shows me her results.
Oh, also for context too. So what was happening was Cassie was playing both sides. Cassie was going to Diddy, giving him certain information, but behind Diddy back doing other stuff. So for instance, Cassie had done lied and told Diddy that she had already showed the sex worker her STD results and that she had already seen his. So when Diddy came in the room getting ready for the freak off and they started going back and forth about the condom, Diddy was like, I thought you already saw his results. And the dude came out and said, no, she never saw my results, but I'm going to show them to you because I want you to show me hers. So Cassie was willingly making ways to be deceptive even with Diddy. She lying to Diddy. She playing both sides. She playing Diddy and she playing the sex worker. So that's, and mind you, this ain't the first time she played both sides. She did that with Kid Cudi and Diddy. Did she not? So that's how detailed, or that's how much into this stuff Cassie was. Y'all are making it seem like she was under this hypnotic place where she just couldn't think for herself and she just couldn't do anything. She just was a robot and had to do whatever Diddy say. That's not possible for 10 years straight. It's not possible. 10 years straight? There's never a moment of clarity out of 10 years. Not one moment of clarity? Stop it. Stop it. Yup, Cassie was hooking up with sex workers behind Diddy back too. That's why he ended up getting into it with Kid Cudi.
Results. I log in. I think it was Quest Diagnostics I was using at the time. I showed them my results, and this is my girlfriend that you know about that I've been dating 4 or 5 years. She doesn't care anything about that. She's cursing at me. She's rude. She's like, yo, basically, if you don't come, we're done. We're done. And I was shocked by that. So she hung up on me. I think, you know what? Let me call Diddy. Tell Diddy what time it is. You know, he's a man. He got a woman. He might respect my situation enough to let me come in the morning and at least let me spend tonight with my chick. I called Diddy up. I explained the situation, and he told.
So they're trying to get him, because I got to fast forward him. They're trying to get him to come out and do a freak off, but it's his anniversary. He don't want to come, okay? But they're going to convince him to come by paying him an X amount of dollars, and this is where the blood comes in.
Yo, you really mad at me for being with my girlfriend? I'm like, how you mad at me, baby? Like, you know I got a girlfriend. I can't shit on my girlfriend. That's my real life. She's like ignoring me. Diddy's actually trying to talk to her like, yo, babe, you know he got a girlfriend. Like, you got a man. What you really so mad for? So I guess when he said that, she kind of realized she was playing herself. And she's like, you know, whatever. And I'm like, all right, so you mad? I try to give her a hug. And, you know, she gives me the hug back. And I can smell the alcohol on her. So I know she's drunk because I can smell it. She pushes me on the couch. All right. She starts kissing me, whatever. I'm thinking she's just drunk. She's horny. She's ready to go, like women sometimes are. You know, a woman can get so drunk they become sexually aggressive. This is what I'm thinking she's doing. So she pushes me on the couch. She's kissing me. She's rubbing my chest. She gets my shirt off. She gets me to stand up. She gets my pants off. And at first it felt pretty good. It was like, oh crap, she's taking you. This is what's up. All right, bet, you know? But after a couple of seconds, it just started to feel weird because she was too aggressive, and she was never aggressive like this. Diddy controlled the pace. If he thought...
Can I also say blood has a different consistency than... what's the scientific term for the other stuff? You know what I mean? If you've ever taken blood on your hand or on your fingers and did like that, it's very, very thin, right? So just think about in the act. In the act, if it's that thin, the sensation isn't going to be the same when it's the other stuff. See, the other stuff, it's thicker so that this can go well. Does that make sense? Okay. Now, mind you, Cassie knows she on her period. Diddy know she on her period. The only person in this situation that don't know Cassie on her period is this dude. It's dark in the house. It's dark in the hotel. He said it's pitch black. He can't see nothing. Okay? So when he talks about, oh, it started to feel different, probably it was a multitude of things. It was her being overly aggressive and understanding that it's a different type of wet down there. And any woman who has ever made a mistake and didn't know and then pop, you know it's a different kind of wet down there, okay? I ain't got to get too graphic. But that's what he's talking about.
We was going too fast. If he thought it was too much lust involved, you know, he would be like, slow down. But this time he didn't say anything. So she's continuing to do this. And the faster and faster she's going, the more and more it's feeling uncomfortable. So now I start to tell her, you know, like, hold on, wait, let me see what's going on. She's not trying to hear that. She pins me with her hips around the couch, and she's kissing me. She throws her tongue in
pinning him with his hips around the couch. That's sexual assault and rape.
My mouth, like she's really passionate, and I can taste the alcohol on her tongue. Finally, she kind of like jumps up. She grabs my manhood and she like sits on it quick. You know, she's already wet from what I think. So it goes in. We start having sex, whatever. You know, as a man, when you're inside of a woman, it really doesn't, I can't say it doesn't matter how it feels, but it's a different feeling. It's kind of debilitating. Let's just be honest as men. It's a little debilitating. It's kind of like kryptonite. So I want to get up, but I can't because I'm actually having sex. And it's like, oh my God, wait a minute. I want to get up, but I can't. So she comes quick. Oh my God, she comes. When she comes, I feel her body weaken. So I take her, push her off, roll over, and they had some touch lamps, I remember, to the left of me on the nightstand, and I touched the touch lamp 3 times real quick. Yo, bro, it's blood everywhere. Blood on the sheets, blood on the floor underneath me, darkened blood stains in my lap. So the first thing I'm doing is I'm looking at her like, yo, what the hell?
Pause. So pinning him on the couch, first of all, hostage. That's kidnapping and all that stuff. Then you got to add trafficking because they paid for him to come where he at. Sexual assault and raping. He said when he was trying to tell her, hold on, she pinned her legs on him. And because he's in the process of having sex, then it's like kryptonite to him. Normally a strong man is strong until something like that is going on. Okay. So he's saying in his words, I couldn't just jump up because I'm in the process of whoop-de-whoop. Okay. But by the time he turns the light on, it was a damn Freddy Krueger movie. That is against the law. I cannot sleep with a man knowing I am on my period and not allowing him the opportunity to consent. I cannot put my blood on that man, or especially have intercourse where he's going to have blood. That's way, not to mention the ritualistic part of this whole thing. Remember, Diddy and them be on that ritualistic stuff. How y'all know that wasn't a whole sex ritual going on in there? How do y'all know that? Legally, she's nowhere near victim. She's not even close to victimhood. She's not even next door to victimhood. Are y'all okay? But watch what he said when he tell her, Why you ain't tell me you was on your period? Look.
She pretends like, oh my God, I didn't know I had my period. It must have just came. But the way she said it and the smirk on her face, I said, yo, she lying. So I got pissed. I'm like, yo, you did that to me on purpose? So normally when they saw me, I'm a gentleman. I'm professional speaking. I talk kind of like a white guy. They saw the black guy come out of me this day. Like, yo, you did that to me? Like, what the hell is wrong with you? So I start spazzing on her. Diddy sees me getting angrier. And he stops it. He said, yo, bro, chill out. I said, nah, I ain't chilling out nothing, dude. You crazy? Look what she just did to me. And he said, you know what? Let me talk to her. She drunk, bro. Because she's basically in my face, like telling me, go F myself. Men have sex with women all the time. Like, what's the big deal? She's discounting the fact that she forced herself on me on her menstrual cycle, which is technically a sexual assault. Diddy goes in the room.
Enough said. She didn't give a like I said, it's about accountability and it's about being realistic. If we are going to go out as women and say that we need to believe victims, then we need to believe victims. The same way y'all, without a shadow of a doubt, after seeing Cassie get whipped in the hallway, just automatically assumed everything after that had to be true. I think that y'all should at least give this man and these other men the benefit of the doubt. Because number one, it's only so far they can go with making shit up because it's all documented. All of this stuff is documented. If he's lying, you can go cross-reference it with the court documents. I'm pretty positive if he's been lying, somebody would have been debunked him. They haven't. Because what he on Art of Dialogue doing is number one, making his coin. As he should. Because if Cassie can walk away with 30 million, he can walk away with 30,000. He could do that. Okay? He could do that. So don't make it to where it's one-sided. Cassie could get 20 million, but he can't get 30,000. Stop it. But what I'm saying is when it comes to this situation, I'm looking at all these people saying that this man is just straight up lying. And I know you only saying that because you don't really believe Cassie is a real victim. Because to believe Cassie is a victim, you have to believe this man is a victim. You cannot believe one without believing the other. If you believe Cassie is a victim and he's not, you don't believe Cassie is a victim. And y'all want to know why? See, the number and the rates for little boys who come out and tell their parents and the adults around them that they've been sexually assaulted, raped, or sexually harassed is so low. It's not because of the men who do the perpetrating or even the other women. It's the women who gonna discount them and say, I don't believe you. That's why a lot of y'all sons grow up and be fucked up in the head beating on the bitch. You don't know why he can't get right. He threw bitch after bitch after bitch. That time that nigga you was with, he was playing with your little boy, but he was scared to come tell you because he know how you is behind your niggas. But this is why men don't come out and say when they violated, because there was none but women. He lying. It's in the fucking court documents. It's in the documents. Go prove that he's lying, but you don't want to do that because it's not about the truth. None of this is about the truth. None of this is about real victims. And this is what pissed me off with the case altogether. Y'all have completely, Black America, we have completely taken the spotlight off of real victims to go play with Cassie, who was nothing but a prior hoe who walked away with a $30 million bag. Y'all have completely put the dark. Y'all took the light off real victims to go play with Cassie, and I will never forgive you for this. It's so many times we could have came together and windmill the way we windmill for Diddy, and y'all gonna do this shit for Cassie? Fuck Cassie. There's no way Cassie could be a victim and he's not. And if you think Cassie is a victim and he's not, I don't give a damn if you're an activist. I don't give a damn if you're a college professor. I don't give a damn if you're a doctor, a psychiatrist, psychologist, a therapist, a counselor, a school counselor. I don't care. You're wrong. and you're fucked up. And you shouldn't be doing them jobs no way. Quiet as it's kept. So all these people going on all these platforms, I'm an activist. I do this in real life. I'm a therapist. You need to get your license took. You need your license took. Because how the fuck can one be a victim but the other one can't? Because you like this one and you don't like that one. You're supposed to be unbiased when it comes to this type of work. I used to be a sexual assault preventative coordinator. I know what I'm talking about. You got to be unbiased. You niggas want to be on here and pick and choose. Y'all want to be on here and pick and choose, and it's not fair. And it made me think of the little boys who probably wanted to come out and tell their mamas. It's so many of the women in the chat. I felt, honestly, I could see what the little boy or even the little girl would be afraid to go and tell their parents. Now, I thank God my mama wasn't like that with me. If something would have happened to me, I would have been able to go talk to my mama. But I ain't gonna lie, reading them comments under them posts, and if y'all think I'm lying, go under any of them Art of Dialogue posts and just scroll. 90% of the comments is saying this man is straight up lying, he clout chasing, and y'all wonder why these boys and these men don't be confiding in y'all and telling y'all what the fuck going on. So while y'all sitting up here, there's a reason why this man probably have a traumatic background too. Why is he a sex worker? What happens in your brain to say, I will sell my body? I'm pretty positive he has a horribly or something traumatic that happened in his past. Y'all ain't even conquered the fact that something wrong with Diddy. I don't give a damn how much money the nigga got. Something wrong in the nigga head. Y'all won't even talk about that, but y'all only want to focus on the one trauma. It's weird. This man is a victim. I'm using my platform to say, sir, you are a victim. I'm not going to shame you for going from platform to platform. Nobody shamed Cassie when she walked to the bank and walked out with a $30 million pocketbook. I'm not going to shame him from going. He supposed to get his coin. They mentioned him. He didn't mention him. They brought him up. He supposed to go platform to platform to tell his story because we didn't hear all the truth in court. So how y'all mad at this man? He was victimized just like y'all believe Cassie was. And shout out to the men who've always felt like they couldn't come out and say nothing. Now I understood it, but I think sometimes you have to go through it. You have to feel it and touch it and see it and taste it to understand. If you want to understand what it probably feels like as a little boy to go to your mama and say, mama, your husband or your boyfriend or your cousin or you want to see what it feels like to that little boy and how terrified he is, scroll through any of them, go to any video on Art of Dialogue, pick one that has him under there and just scroll. It'll fuck your head up. Y'all different. I just don't think that is right. I just don't think that is right. If we gonna be, and remember, these are people on the panel saying they therapists and they doctors and they activists. I don't want you activating. I don't want my activator or activator. I don't want my activists to be selective on the work that they do. Because when you jump in that type of world and you do that type of work, you got to take your personal everything out of it. Everything. I don't even care for clear people too much, and I prefer blacks. But when I'm working in sexual assault and prevention, I don't care what color they is. I got to put my personal biases aside. I don't care if she Asian, Jamaican, Mexican, black, white. If she is a victim, I need to handle her as such. Y'all new therapists and new therapists and activists, y'all ain't no real activists. Y'all picking and choosing. Y'all want to be, on the side with the celebrities. You ain't no activist. I just feel bad because these are the people in position now. I probably wouldn't have said that. I damn sure wouldn't have got on here and said I was a therapist or an activist and then turned around and told y'all that man couldn't be no victim. That's counterproductive to your entire career, ma'am. Mama Flip, everything you've ever done in your career, if you take that stance that simply because something he said you didn't like, you don't believe that he's a victim, Mama Flip, this is no shade. Respect to Mama Flip. But if you believe that, you probably shouldn't be an activist no more, ma'am. You're not unbiased enough to make sure that everyone receives the proper care that they deserve. Let's move on. No shade. And I don't know that lady. She wasn't disrespectful or nothing like that. It wasn't like, it's just that this is dangerous, what we're doing. This is very, very dangerous. Very dangerous, what we're doing. But we don't see it. This is bad. This is very, very bad. Now, really quickly, let's move on to the last topic, girl. No, before we do that, let me read some of these super chats. Thank you for the super chat. Chief This Niji Warrior says, indigenous phalanx nail sweet come through Vu. Where at? Send it to my email, Chief This. Send it to me. I'll come through. If it's in Atlanta, I'll definitely come through. I'll pull up. I don't care. I'll definitely come through. Send it to my email. Hudson Saint, thank you for the super chat, says, I heard 2 dark Indians from India laughed about shaving their heads for Black American scholarships. Yeah, Mindy Kaling, her brother, he did it. A few of them do it. Yeah, just like that Mexican was doing it at Morehouse. That's what they do, child. Scarp Jackson, thank you for the super chat. Says, Vu, when I did my registration for my doctor appointment yesterday, they had a separate race section under Black, African, Haitian, African American. Now, I heard about that. Somebody help me out. Now, I was watching Tariq Nasheed the other day, and somebody had came on there. I can't remember because y'all know I be catching the playbacks on YouTube. But somebody else had came on there and said that now the race categories are separated now to where you can't just say Black/African American. You have to specify. So you're saying to say Black, African, Haitian, or African American. So which one are we? Because see, this is tricky. I don't trust it. This is tricky because you can check what you want. But I don't trust this. I don't know. Yeah, I heard about that. Thank you for bringing that up. I heard about that. Hudson, thank you for the super chat. Says, don't be marrying them either for a little bit of money so they can get a green card. Facts. Please don't. God. Please. Bree, thank you for the super chat. Says, hey, Acorn family, my family reunion is this weekend. I have a presentation to do. I'm the historian for my family. Dope. Thanks to you, Vu, I was able to add my ancestry and make it the best this yet. I am so happy for you. Congratulations. I hope everything goes out well tomorrow. I'm pretty sure everybody gonna be surprised when they see their lineage and see all the genealogy work you did. It's gonna be lit. That's dope. Keep me posted. Let me know how everybody responds. Ty, thank you for the super chat. Says, you're right about being autistic. Some of them are actually bipolar or schizophrenic. Don't find out till later, like 16 to 18. I work in behavioral health. Oh, I already know. I told you my nephew suffered with mental health issues. Yeah, I already know. They calling it autism. We don't know what the hell that is, child. Kia, thank you for becoming a new member. I appreciate you. Sean, thank you for the super chat. Says, I don't care about none of that. That F-boy ran inside and closed the door behind him and left that baby. Facts. He will always be a coward for the rest of his life. Me and that bullet would have fought. Facts. I mean, if it's between me and my child, I would smile. I would pass with a smile on my face to make sure my child's still here. Yeah, without a doubt. Today. Yeah. Easy. It's not even up for debate. If it's ever a situation like that man who with the kidnapped little kid, I'm not running this way while somebody could possibly go that way and get my child. I'd rather you take me and leave her if she can get away. So today, 2025, July 17th, if it came down to it, I'm in front of the bullet like, go ahead and telling her to run. That's what a parent does. You feel what I'm saying? Him running this way. I don't know about that. I just ain't, I don't know. I can't relate. I just can't relate. I cannot say your name. Meet you. No, I can't meet you. Thank you for the super chat. Says, if trans women believe they were really women, why do they weaponize? Why do they weaponize outing men? Whoo! If you were just like a born woman, there would be nothing to expose. It's a conundrum, girl. It's a conundrum. It's a mental conundrum. Is all it is. Sean, thank you for the super chat. And the juror said, Cassie says she could have left, but it's the lifestyle. She didn't want to leave. Tiss forgot to report that. And that's another thing too. Can we all agree that Cassie literally got on the stand and said she still loved Diddy, or at least, let me not lie. Let me stop lying, because I don't know if that's exactly what she said. I'm paraphrasing, but she said she wanted to still deal with Diddy, and that I want to say Cassie even said she would possibly go back. Don't get me to quoting, but y'all forgot that the defense lawyers tore every single witness down to the ground, even Cassie. See, that was another reason I told y'all why they ran Cassie up first. They put Cassie up first, so by the time you get to the end, you forgot that they dragged her down to the ground. They had Cassie on there looking like a paid hoe. They had Cassie on there said, when Capricorn or whoever it was said, why you don't leave Diddy? Remember Cassie said, why would I leave him? Where else am I going to go? Jay-Z is already taken. That's a victim though, right? Watch out. Watch out. Where I'm going to go? Jay-Z is already taken. Where am I going to go? Sure, victim. Thank you for the super chat, Alina. She says, Cassie traveled the world, lived her life, and got her money all happy. She needs prison time. Facts. Karma's coming for all those people she hurt and gave STDs. And I agree 1,000%. Yes, ma'am. Bobby Rodriguez, thank you so much for the super chat. Simone, thank you for the super chat. Says the sex worker a victim more than Cassie. The Punisher said he thought he was the only one she was calling. Oh, I forgot about that. He found out in court it was other workers. Had to write a book about a freezer meat. Yay! So the Punisher, not only that, this dude, he said he thought he was the only one with Cassie. He said he didn't know he wasn't the only one until he walked in and Cassie was on her knees with 3 peens in her mouth. Allegedly. So she was lying to everybody. Cassie was lying to all her niggas. I'm just saying. He thought he was the only one. He said it took the trial for him to be like, oh snap, this hoe was playing me too. Because even when he said that he found out that Cassie slipped up and said that she had a chlamydia scare, remember her reasoning was, she said Diddy cheated on me. She didn't say I was out sleeping with other people. So she was specifically going with the storyline that is just me and you. It's me and you. Now, I've been waiting. Sorry, it just came to my head. But she had them under the impression that it was just them two. But they both were shocked when they came to realize after meeting each other, y'all ain't even the only two. Bobby Rodriguez, thank you for the super chat. Charlamagne the God is the biggest one who downplayed boys getting essayed. Check out how he defended DJ Act. I don't even watch Charlamagne. Charlamagne makes my throat itch. I don't watch him, but I see what you're saying. Now he's a sympathizer and an empathizer because allegedly he's a abuser too. Allegedly. Tina Ray, thank you for the super chat. You the truth. Thank you for your time. Thumbs up the video. Yes, thumbs up the video, child. Now let's get into Nicki, girl. What's going on? Can somebody help me? Can somebody check on Nicki? What's going on? So we all know Nicki had been going out, going crazy, saying stuff about everybody or whatever. It was kind of random. I told y'all yesterday after looking at it, I realized that Nicki wasn't responding to a random post with SZA. SZA was kind of subbing Nicki, right? And I'm giving Nicki that because fair is fair. SZA was subbing Nicki yesterday when Nicki said something. It's just that if you didn't have the background and the context, you wouldn't know that. You would think that Nicki just jumped out the window and trying to start fights with this girl. Now, do I think Nicki is jumping out the window and trying to start a fight with this girl? Yes. But I think there's more context you can give to the story, right? So now Nicki has been freaking out on Twitter. I don't know. No, not on Twitter. Would she be on radio station, Radiohead, whatever it is, Twitch, or wherever she be on, and she be wilding out. Now, her and SZA had words back and forth yesterday because basically SZA, little boy or little girl, not SZA, Nicki tried the little girl SZA by like, oh, girl, you are beneath me. You don't do the numbers I do, girl. Boom, 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 boom. So SZA's fans had to come back with receipts, and we'll get to that later because apparently in the new age today, it's not about what you actually did. It's about what the numbers say you did. So apparently SZA numbers is just as big as Nicki's, which is crazy to me. How you can go 10 years and get these numbers and amass these numbers, and then somebody can come up in 2 years and get the same numbers. That's crazy, but neither here nor there. She was well within her right to respond because SZA was subbing, but then Nicki must have went off to Aspen, and we haven't seen her since. She had been losing her mind. Now, the whole thing between her and SZA was the manager. Nicki was saying that the manager was bullying her, okay? Her manager's name is Punch, I believe his name, SZA's manager. Now, SZA feeling like, I know he's my ex-manager, we not cool no more, but he's still my boy. She tried to sub Nicki, and when Nicki came clap back, the whole thing was Nicki says that he abused her or he talked to her crazy or something of that sort. And when Lauren LaRosa reached out to Punch from at the Breakfast Club, he says he knows nothing of what Nicki is talking about. He said, as a matter of fact, the last time I spoke to Nicki, she texted me about SZA getting on the track with her. And I told her, cool, she in her bag right now with her work. But yeah, she'll get on the track with you. He was like, and I never heard from Nicki since. I don't know what this is about. And before we get into what it's about, can I say the obvious? Nicki was out here trying to save her career by any means necessary. And Nicki felt like at that time she needed to collab with whoever was lit at the time. That is why Nicki did the collab with Sexy Red. That is why Nicki did the collab with Meg. Meg used Nicki just as much as Nicki used Meg. That's why Nicki got so mad at Meg, because Meg was going to be her little pawn to use against Cardi. But when Meg turned around and went work with Cardi, it kind of backfired on Nicki, and Nicki couldn't take that. That's why now she hates Meg and Cardi. Okay, this is what the new game is about. It's not about anything but what it looks like. It's about, if you lit, I want to get on, so I need to be with you. That's what this is all about. And even though Nicki is and was at the top of her career and at her tippy top peak and had a long career behind her that's second to none, at that moment, Nicki was the one asking for the features. And so if you look at these text messages, it's Nicki asking SZA's manager for a feature from SZA. Now it makes sense, because if this is during the time when SZA was out there saying, if this was around that time, I would have hit the bitch up for a feature too. The bitch was hot. And if I'm an artist and I want to remain relevant, I need to be hooking up with the girls who be outside. So Nicki was trying to get the feature from SZA. Now, these receipts have surfaced of the text messages. And in these text messages, not only did I see the man was not disrespectful to Nicki, what I saw was Nicki over there sucking dick, trying to get a feature. And it made sense. She was on life support. Her career was on life support. It makes all the sense in the world. Let's get into this text. It says, now SZA posted this. Nicki, you absolutely know my music and what I contribute, because you asked for features twice to no response. In addition to rapping my lyrics on Feeling Myself, cooking up the bass like a kilo, LOL, you're having a moment. I'm not sure why, but be blessed. Now, mind you, Nicki trying to say, SZA girl, you a little girl, you beneath me. But SZA was like, bitch, I wrote your lyrics. Play with your mom. Not only did I write your lyrics behind the scene, what the girls don't know was you was running behind me to get a feature from me, not the other way around. And that's what SZA is on here saying. So now here's the receipts. She says, hey, it's Nicki. Now that's Nicki texting her. SZA, Minaj? Nicki, yeah, how are you? SZA, I'm good, money. What's popping? And congrats are in order. Nicki, thank you. Is SZA recording right now? Got this hook I think she would be dope on. Response, yeah, she heavy into her album. Send it. Now, this is the manager. This is the dude Punch. This is not SZA, I'm sorry. And then she responds, okay, I'll just send the hook first. If she F with it, I'll send the file to an email. Give me a second. And then he says, bet. Right? So now it's the first time she asking. Second time, hey, it's Nicki Minaj. Yes, no, I think it's the same one. She heavy into her album. Yeah. And then there she sent the album. So here it's the same text. She's basically asking the manager to hook up with SZA for a hook. And that's how typically it works behind the scenes. But you got to do paperwork and business and all of that stuff. But at someone at the top of their career, like a Nicki Minaj, I thought it was odd that she would be reaching out to the new artists. See, back in the day, the new artists used to reach out to the OGs. Now the OGs got to reach out to the new artists. Okay. And I think that if I was at Nicki's place in my life and I was in my career or at that level of my career, it would really take everything out of me to have to go and ask one of these new girls to be a feature on my stuff. And that's why when her and SZA got into it, the first thing she said was, "You beneath me, girl. How dare you? You better stop playing with the queen." Because in her mind, she thinks that she's above SZA. But in real life, SZA's above you. Is it warranted for SZA to be above you? Probably not. But at the end of the day, in real life, regardless of how you feel, SZA is that bitch. Ain't nobody outside of the Barbs checking for Nicki Minaj. Nobody. I know the Barbs don't believe that, and sorry to the Barbs. But outside of the Barbs, ain't nobody checking for Nicki Minaj, I swear. I promise. I promise. We don't even be knowing when she dropped. We gotta wait till y'all get the acting the fool on Twitter. Girl, we don't be knowing. Sorry, not sorry though. Okay. Now, I found some more audio that I want to show y'all of Nicki going in on SZA. When I told y'all earlier how she was on here, I don't really be body shaming, but girl, you want to sit up here and talk about me? Girl, I don't really body shame, but the mizzle, the sizzle, the dizzle, sizzle, the mizzle, the girl, get your old ass off these people's phone. That's why they on here calling you granny. Get off these people's phone with all of that. Just talk. Just say what you gotta say. You ain't got to do all of that. Just say it. You know, we in our 40s, girl. We can't be doing that at this big age. We in our 40s. We almost got grandchildren. Girl, we got to grow up at some point. That's why they over there dragging her. I'm telling you. That's why they dragging her. Let's get into this damn audio.
Jay-Z has exhibited signs of envy, jealousy, hate, and stopping bags behind the scenes, allegedly. Why is it always the same story? So that means Nas made all of that stuff up.
Oh, Nicki, stop. You were the only female in hip hop for 10 years. How many bags did you stop? Don't do that. Nicki was the only female in hip hop for 10 years by herself. How many bags did you stop? Don't do that. That's what y'all do in that industry.
DMX made all of that stuff up. He was beefing for a minute with 50, with Dame and Dipset for a while. And isn't it interesting how many feuds, even with females, that he's allegedly been behind?
How, social media has made us have a shorter attention span. But for some odd reason, y'all be finding the attention span to get on here and listen to her and Cardi on this space. And I would never forgive y'all. Girl, this is so annoying.
Behind as well. What about all of the people claims about their businesses or accusations about some business practices, allegedly, of course? Are all of those people even currently right now Are they all making it up? $55 with bots. 55 and too insecure, too crumpled up on the inside to face the real shit motherfuckers gotta say about your ass. 55 years old and having to rely on bots. That's closer to 100 years old. Claims about.
So in this situation, she's talking about Jay-Z. I'll play the one with SZA, but now she's dragging Jay-Z and Roc Nation. Remember, I told y'all earlier, Nicki, what she's doing is because she's mad with Jay-Z, what she's trying to do is get everybody on her team. So anybody who has any issue or who's had an issue with Jay-Z in the past, what Nicki is doing is mentioning them so that they can join forces and all go against Jay-Z. But this is why I think that that is very dangerous because first of all, Nicki ain't to be trusted. But secondly, it's not even about Nicki not being able to be trusted. I feel like it's a when it comes down to this Nicki thing, this is about Nicki. This ain't about Desiree Perez. This ain't about people who got screwed over at Roc Nation. This is about Nicki and only Nicki. She said, who 55? Jay-Z. She's talking about Jay-Z. She's talking about Jay-Z. She feels that Jay-Z got bots on her and stuff like that. But it's just like, we too old, you know? We too old. Sometimes we get old, you know? And getting old, sometimes you gotta move a little different. And Nicki is whatever negative they out here saying about Nicki is making it look truer than it really is. Like, let me play y'all this one with didn't I share that? Hold on one second. Y'all get the likes up. I want to play the recording that Nicki has talking about SZA. Girl, it's crazy. Girl, if you don't sit down somewhere else. Hold on. Is this a video? Oh, hold on. 1 second, y'all. I'm trying to find this video because I got to show it to y'all. If not, I'll go on TikTok. TikTok will probably be quicker to find it. I thought I shared it to myself. Let me see. Nicki. Here you go.
Now, I don't know if this was before or after Freckles and Bumbleina came out. However, you took to your Twitter during those.
Who's Bumbleina? Oh, Beyonce. Wait, who's Freckles? Is that shit about?
Times to downgrade and downplay the top black women in their respective fields at the time. So that tells me a lot about you. It tells me a lot about you, man. So instead of you coming on Twitter to give props to the top black women in your field at that time, to the women who you later worked with. So I guess they weren't that bad after all, huh? You were just one of the kids that couldn't get in the crowd, at the in crowd, huh? You went and started drawing freckles on your motherfucking face and rearranging you know, shit. But let's get to the heart of who Les Miserables is. Les Miserables is. Oh, oops, all right, y'all. I'll be back. I'll be back in an hour, okay? Then when you started tweeting, now I don't know if this was before or after Freckles and Bumbleina came out. However, you took to your...
Now, Freckles, I know Freckles is SZA. Bumbleina, who the hell is Bumbleina? You know what I mean? Like, you see her crashing, right? So that was one of the things. Hold on, let me go and get this other video show y'all. Hold on 1 second. Let me see if I can find. I thought I shared it to somebody. Could have swore I did.
A yodeling fool who needs auto-tune, who done dissed every female entertainer, it seems, based off of, you know, the screenshots. Take your yodeling ass on somewhere else, bitch. What the fuck? You done tried to break that man back or something, I think, allegedly. How the fuck did you match the dots every time you put back on the freckles is what we the people want to motherfucking know. And did Desiree Perez take her motherfucking deposition? That's what we wanted. Oh, I knew that was gonna get you mad, Des. Mm-hmm. Okay, you guys. Now, Barbs, I love you very much. So I have to do I have to do a meeting, but so we can have some fun in an hour, okay? A yodeling fool who
I thought I was.
like, does this woman think like on any day that if me and her walked in the room, like I'm in any country in the world, these bots done got to your motherfucking fat heads, I see. Y'all don't even know who's a motherfucking superstar icon anymore, huh, Mizza? Mizza, you're not an icon. You are a yodeling fool who needs auto-tune, who done dissed every female entertainer, it seems, based off of, you know, the screenshots. Take your yodeling ass on somewhere else, bitch. What the fuck? You done tried to break that man back or something, I think, allegedly. How the fuck did you match the dots every time you put back on the freckles is what we the people want to motherfucking know. And did Desiree Perez take her motherfucking deposition? That's what we wanted. Oh, I knew that was gonna get you mad, Des. Mm-hmm. Okay, you guys. Now, Barbs, I love you very much. So I have to do a meeting, but I'm gonna come back on here so we can have some fun in an hour, okay? Know that. It's okay to have a good laugh. Y'all know I love a good laugh. But ultimately, this is not that serious, you guys, okay? And honestly, I hate having to speak like this to women, to engage in this. I know it might sound unbelievable, but I really don't. I don't like it. I'd rather deal with men. I'd rather speak to men and cuss men out or whatever has to be done, because that's where it's gotten, you know, as of now, that's where it is. So, you know, with these women not having any understanding that they've been constantly used as pawns. And now streams have been vanishing left and right. Where have they gone? Oh my.
You know what this reminds me of? I'm gonna let her finish.
But talent wins, and talent is God-given.
Not no more.
Okay, I will come back on in an hour, you guys. All right.
She thinks talent wins now, and that's where she's wrong. Talent doesn't win anymore. Popularity wins. That used to be like that, not anymore. That's probably why she's crashing out. You know what this reminds me of? You ever remember how lame Ming is on Baddies Africa? What is it? Baddies Gone Wild? How lame Ming is? Ming get it from her sister. Could you imagine talking to a 42, 43-year-old woman and he go in and out of character? Could you imagine having a conversation with a 42, 43-year-old woman and they go from, I mean, what's really going on? You can't get it. Could you fucking imagine? God. Girl, the way my nerves set up, I wouldn't be able to do it. This is a 40-some-odd-year-old woman. She's crashing really bad. The things that she wanted us to believe about Kim are tenfold about her. When she came into the game and she was dragging Kim, saying she's an old itty bitty piggy, she's old dusty. What she called her? Stupid hoes is my enemy. Remember that? Stupid hoes is so what? Stupid hoe should have befriended me. And she could have probably came back. If I was SZA, I'd have just put that little sound bite on Twitter. Bitch, please. If I was SZA, I would have caught that little piece. I wouldn't have put no caption. No caption. Just that little piece. It wouldn't have said nothing. It would have had no emoji or nothing. It just would have said, stupid hoes is my enemies. Stupid hoes is so what? Stupid hoe should have befriended me. And she could have probably came back. I would have put that part up. And that would have ate her alive. She'd have been at home windmilling on Papa Bear, Big Bear, Lil Bear, and all the bears. She'd have been at home windmilling with her head down. Do you understand what I'm trying to say to you? Because this is what she put in the universe when she come here. Now, we didn't know that she was from Trinidad, or maybe we did and we didn't understand, or whatever the case may be. But now it's Nicki's turn, and she's just crashing. Oh, my God. The crash, it's like worse than a 10-car pileup. She's just crashing. And I think instead of fighting it, she needs to just start to embrace it and go into retirement. That's what I would do. This is the perfect time. She got a new baby or a younger boy. She can take time and actually just be a mama. Fuck the rap shit. You've gained everything you needed to gain. You are, if not arguably, the best female hip-hop rapper or rapper of all time. There's nothing left for Nicki Minaj to prove. It's like the quarterback that stays beyond the time he needs to retire. You're going to ruin your legacy. No, my bad. You've already started to ruin your legacy. Ma'am, you got to go lay down. If Jay-Z owe you money, they say $200 million. I don't know what you think us on Twitter gonna do. You should probably get a team of lawyers and contact them. But coming on here, it's just like, come on, man. Let's just, let us enjoy, like go take a 5-year hiatus and then come back with the Pink Friday re-release tour or some shit like that. You feel me? So we can all get excited. You know what I'm saying? And be like, yeah, girl, let me go get my bangs with my Chun-Li vibe. You know what I'm saying? Make us miss you. But we're not going to miss you if you on Twitter going, we're not going to miss you if you're doing it. As a matter of fact, we're going to try to call and get a wellness check done on you. Yeah. If you continue to go 2 more days, you got 48 more hours, Nicki. 48 more hours to be on here hollering. I'm going to call the people to do the wellness check. Because that ain't normal. That can't be right. You know what I'm saying? So I think that Nicki should just go lay down. That's just my opinion. There's nothing else to prove. You've done everything you needed to do. These girls are trying to get where you are. Like, just be done with it. You know what I mean? What do you guys think? That's what I think. I don't know. They didn't try to respect her. They used her. That's what she did to all the other people when she came in. She used Foxy. Can we talk? We ready to talk about it? We ready to talk about how Nicki Minaj used Foxy? Or no? See, that's why I love when people be talking about stuff that's going on now, because I was there back then and I can tell y'all how it correlates. We gonna talk about how she used Foxy? Or we just gonna sweep that one under the rug? Everything that Nicki said and did coming in is happening to her tenfold on the way out. This is Nicki's karma. This is Nicki's. I ain't got nothing to do with this. Nicki is experiencing that energy she put out come right back to her. That's it. That's where it starts and that's where it stops. I'm just saying, if we could, just like she on, well, he done stopped the bag. You were the only female in hip hop for 10 plus years. How many bags did you stop? I'll wait. How many bags you stop? You mean to tell me ain't no women want to rap for 10 years straight? Nobody want to rap. Nobody wanted to get in the industry. Nobody tried to rap. How many bags you stopped? See, but when you understand that these people are one of a kind, you let them fight each other. This above our pay grade. I don't give a damn if she fight Jay-Z and take Rock Nation down. I don't give a damn if Jay-Z and Rock Nation take her ass down. I'm going to be seated with my popcorn. Girl, that's crazy. Girl, for real? Girl, because one ain't no better than the other. Same shit, different toilet. Flush it. The same thing she's alleging on him, we can go back and say we can allege it on her. So, and this is no shade. I like Nicki. I used to be a huge fan of Nicki. I don't know the new Nicki. The old Nicki. Safari Nicki. That's the Nicki I knew. Safari Nicki. I used to love Nicki. I knew all her songs. I still know all her songs to this day. Back then. But this new thing and this crashing out online is just not going to work out in Nicki's favor. It never has, nor will it ever. Simone, thank you for the super chat, says Cassie's guilty of being a big old freak. Right. Yeah. And honestly, in a consensual situation outside of the STDs and STIs and the blood, it's a consensual thing. I don't think it's a big deal. We the people, thank you for the super chat. The Beehive versus the Barbs. Let's make it hot. Ooh, girl, I don't start that over here, girl. They might turn on me. Not the Beehive versus the Barbs, girl. Please, I don't want to fight them girls. They jump. Oh God, no. I don't want to fight them people. Beehive versus the Barbs. I don't want them. I don't want the people get the old no, girl. That's like World War III. Girl. Could you imagine? Whew. Thank you, Cajun Dejan, for the super chat. Says love Nicki, but she's diminishing her own character. And I think, let me say this. I think as a fan or as a prior fan of her work, of the art that Nicki put out, as a fan, I'm disappointed because she really about to ruin her whole legacy. All her hard work about to go down the drain because of her feelings and because of that. It ain't worth it. With that being said, y'all, I got to get up off of here. I got basketball. Nope. Love and hip hop coming on later on. Love y'all down to the ground. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.
Can you hear me now? Oh, let's go. It's your boy Big Chew, the voice of the beat. You know what I want? Blaze up. Come on, blaze up.
It's the beat for me.
Wow, 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 for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Drop it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Do it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Come on, baby, we love. For your boy. For your boy. Hustle for your boy. Fix it for your boy. Drop it for your, lift it up.
Mr. Carroll, how you give the voodoo doll time to talk? I don't get no fucking time to talk.
Who the voodoo doll is?
The nigga you just had up here.